no longer needed. That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff, even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but you've left me no choice. I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is really serious, and lately you seem to really not care. I've been there for you since day one, and I know you think I'm going to keep ticking. But no, my friend, I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to the good times, when we were more active and ate more healthy foods, and you checked on me every once in a while? Is that too much to ask? I don't want to leave, but unless you stop ignoring me, what else am I supposed to do? Remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Doing the minimum to control your high blood pressure isn't doing enough. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone. Let's all stop what we're doing right now and take a moment. That felt good, huh? Just like that, we had a nice special sort of moment together. Of course, they don't all need to be quiet moments to be special. They could be loud moments, goofy moments, sporty moments, dorky moments. Moments where we talk or walk or just hang out. It doesn't really matter. They all count. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. Sounds like somebody agrees. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Today, call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. My name is Harvey Lauer, and I'm 82. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My folks got me a little radio in 1940, and that was the best Christmas present I ever got. When I was 11 years old is when I started to play music, play the piano, and then the accordion, and then the cello. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
It's Meals on Wheels. 1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Beef fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC, annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network, LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit him online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom when you drive her back from therapy.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing, and in your new role, we help you help. AARP gives you the information to help care for your mom so that you can have patience with her, just like she did with you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving or call 1-877-333-5885 to get practical health and wellness tips to provide even better care for your loved one.
Are we there yet?
Remember, visit aarp.org/caregiving. AARP, we help you help. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Number 70!
We're talking about practice.
Hello, you play to win the game.
The Yankees are champions of baseball.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
3, 2, 1, happy 2000!
No time on the clock, and the Patriots have won Super Bowl 36.
Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Worldwide Sports Radio Network presents Below the Mark.
Hello, Long Island, New York, and around the country. This is Below the Mic. I'm your host, Errol Marks. My co-host, the great and bearded lady, Mr. Speedy Petey. Remember, you can call us at 631-965-4990, and you can obviously go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done this already, well, I guess you're going to have to try to do it, or you're going to do it right now. All you got to do is go to iOS, which is the App Store. And to find our app on the iOS store, you put in WWSRN. Again, it's WWSRN, or you can go to Android, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Speedy Petey, what's going on?
I must say, that is my favorite of the beard insults that you've done so far, only because you were quoting Spaceballs.
Well, I don't know if I was quoting it. I was quoting a lot of things.
There was a bearded lady, one of the people that escaped the pods at the end of the movie.
Well, I love
bearded
Spaceballs.
lady.
It's one of the greatest
Yes.
movies of all time. So
Easily.
definitely one of my loves. But I love Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan. Anybody who doesn't know, Return of the Jedi is my favorite movie. I've watched all the Star Wars probably 6 or 7 times each. For the new ones. The old ones, I've seen them 1,000 times. Yeah. But as you guys know, we have a great show lined up for you today. At 7:15, we're hoping to get new recruit. Well, it was Maryland's recruit. Now it's Vanderbilt's recruit. Tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. He joined us a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. We're going to have him on. We're going to talk a little Vanderbilt football. Hopefully we get him on. We did talk to him early on today, so hopefully we can get him on. A round of applause for that. Yes, that's right. Anyways, as you guys know, we do this every single Wednesday for Below the Mic. Speedy.
Sports and entertainment news.
James Harden for Paul George could be a perfect trade for the Rockets and Clippers, Speedy.
Really? Paul George? I don't know. I don't really like it. I think if the Rockets are going to trade James Harden, they're going to have to trade it for extra players, more quantity, more than quality.
Paul George is a good player.
He is, but that team is not built to win right now. So if they're trading James Harden, they should just rebuild.
Do the Jets players want to tank for Trevor Lawrence? The answer is ding, 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 ding. Yes, they do. I don't know if the players want to do that. I do believe the organization is trying to do everything they possibly can to try to win that number 1 pick and decide what they want to do. If they believe in Sam, or do they want to go after Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields and trade down? I do believe the Jets organization wants to tank for Trevor. I don't think the players do. Cleveland prepared to aggressively listen to offers for Francisco Lindor. Do you like that, Steve?
Well, if the trade is good, the trade is good. But, I mean, it might not be a guarantee with what they could get back. He's been saying he's wanted to be traded for a while, so it's definitely possible. But you're going to have to really fight hard for that. You don't want to sell short.
And a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to pay him a lot of money.
Oh,
because if they're going to trade him, you're going to have to give up a significant amount of prospects. And then you're going to have to pay him. He's going to want between $250, $300 million because he believes he's the best shortstop in the NFL. I mean, sorry, the MLB. Why are we frozen over there, Speedy? I have no idea. We are frozen, Speedy. We are lost over here. I do not know what's going, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on here? Are we frozen?
Looks like we are, yeah.
I see that we are, Speedy. Why don't we go to a quick break and get this up and fixed? How's that sound? Oh, wait, are we back on? Are we back on? Are we frozen here? I don't know what the hell is going on.
Camera's in and out. I don't know.
All right.
Let's go to a break.
Well, let's go to a quick break. We'll be back. Hold on 1 second. What's going on with this over here? I don't know. It's frozen.
Yeah, it looks like a connection.
Speedy, did you have a testing the connection here?
Yeah, we're on the same internet. So.
Why don't we go to a quick break? We'll come back. Thank you.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Setuha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques. Build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
All right. Hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties from our great and utter crazy producer. But finally, we are back. Remember, you can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. You can call us at 631-965-4990, and you can download our app by going to iOS, WWSRN, or Android, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Let's go back to sports and entertainment news, Speedy. Hit it. All right, NFL rumors and news. Ryan Pace kept coaching staff in the dark about love for Mitchell Trubisky over Deshaun Watson. Now, obviously, with the Chicago Bears deciding to go with Mitchell Trubisky, making that awful trade to move up from Mitchell Trubisky, a lot of people thought they should have drafted Deshaun Watson at number 2. And they decided to go with Mitch, and Mitch is going to be ditched at the end of the season, it seems like. Are we frozen again?
Yeah, it looks like it's with this track, I guess. It worked every other time. It might be with this track. I don't know.
All right, so shut the track off. We don't have to use the track. Right. Is it the track? Because I don't think it is the track.
I don't know.
It seems like it's your production skills. That's what it seems like. Anyways, we're right now frozen. I have no idea what's going on. I want to apologize to all the fans out there. I have no idea why this is frozen. Is there anything that's going on over there that you're doing wrong on your end?
I'm trying to close everything now and see.
Well, maybe if you actually tested this before the show started, this would be not the problem. Maybe it's all those different files over there, Speedy. That could be holding up all of that too.
All right.
Why do you have 30 files set up?
I was going to do some video things.
Well, 30 videos is a little too much, don't you think?
That is a good idea.
Yeah, well, maybe it is a good idea. Maybe you're just a little lost. Oh, my God. What am I doing here with this guy over here? I have no freaking clue. Anyways, why don't we go to a quick break one more time, and hopefully Speedy has this right. We will be back after this.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
I want to apologize to all the fans. Our cameras are frozen, but it's back. Hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. Speedy decided to put on a bunch of videos on the feed today, and we've had a bunch of problems. So I want to apologize to the fans. We are not going to do sports and entertainment news because of the great and utter terrible producer we have sitting right next to me. I'm just kidding. He just sometimes, if you're going to do something, make sure that you test it before you do it. That would be the smartest thing you do for a radio show. But of course, my producer needs to be taught the right way. Anyways, remember you can go to our website at worldwidesportsradio.com, and you can go to our app at WWSRN and Android Worldwide Sports Radio Network. We are not going to do sports and entertainment news because Speedy ruined that today. What are you talking about now? What are you going to say?
It looks like we have Josh here as well.
All right, so put Josh through. At least we have something right going on this show today, because God knows Speedy is making a ton of mistakes as my producer. This is nothing new to me. Is it new to you, Josh? Josh, yeah.
Well, look, I want to give the benefit of the doubt to Speedy. So... yeah,
I don't know what's going on with. I hear you. I don't know what's going on. I hear you. You hear me? You hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
I hear you. You're a little slow. I have no idea what's going on with the feed right now. I have no idea. Listen, I want to do this quick.
It seems to be working now on my end. It seems to be.
Is it working on your end? Because it's not working on our end. Not with you. Unless it's your internet. Maybe it's your internet a little slow over there. I have no idea what's going on.
No. I got full Wi-Fi here, man. Full service here. So
all right, so it doesn't matter.
Do you hear me though?
We hear you. You look frozen, but that's fine. Anyways, we have Josh from Off the Mat. He does the show a couple of days a week, a couple of times in the last couple of months for the Weekend Crunch. Josh, what's going on, man?
What's going on about the frozen camera and everything like that?
There is a lot of problems going on. There's a lot of problems going. There is a lot of problems. There is a lot of problems going on with the internet right now. You know what we're gonna do? Hold on 1 second. We're gonna restart the feed. I don't know what's going on with this feed. We will come back. We'll be right back after this.
Join it back up.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Okay.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. As a volunteer, you deliver a hot, nutritious meal and a friendly hello to someone just like your mother, grandfather, or next door neighbor. These seniors are inspiring people with incredible stories to share, and they love to see you. The smiles you get back are priceless. Delivering with Meals on Wheels is easy, and you don't have to drive like me for it to be quick. You can volunteer your lunch break once a week or just once a month. With 1 in 6 seniors facing hunger and many more living in isolation, your lunch break can make a real difference. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
I have nothing to say. I am so fed up with this guy sitting right next to me. I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. As you guys know, this is Below the Mic. Remember, you can call us at 631-965-4990. You can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Download our app, WWSRN on iOS or Android Worldwide Sports Radio Network. I have no idea. I have been working with this guy for years. And for some reason, this guy does not understand what it means to test a project before you go live. I have no idea. It sometimes frustrates me because I have to do this on live radio to embarrass him so he understands how embarrassing it is, how unprofessional it is before you go live to test the feed. But the great Speedy Petey does not understand anything about this. Nothing. It's like talking to a wall. And that's why I'm so upset. So I want to apologize to all the fans dealing with the last half an hour of frozen radio, okay? Because that's what it is. It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassment. And the embarrassment leans over here right to this side. So hopefully this guy understands how embarrassing it is after the 16th million time this has been a problem. So hopefully moving forward, because if he doesn't, the next time I'm throwing him over the freaking table. I'm completely at it. Completely at it right now. Anyways, what's going on, Josh?
Hi, guys. You hear me now? Everything's good?
I hear you. You're a little frozen. I don't know
now?
what's going on. We hear you. But you're a little frozen. I have no idea what's going on with the feed right now.
It's kind of weird because it actually on my end, I actually see it and it looks like everything is moving. It looks like everything is fine. That's the
on your
weirdest
side
thing.
or on my
Like
side?
it actually doesn't look frozen or anything.
So we look
on my side, like both sides. No, you don't look frozen either. Everything looks fine.
It might be your computer. I have
nobody
no
looks
idea.
frozen.
You look frozen. That's for sure.
I don't know. I apologize.
It might be your side. Maybe.
All right, I apologize for that.
Maybe one of these days you go upstairs, because I have a feeling it's something with your internet. That's what I think. It's not on our side. Our side is perfect, perfectly running.
Oh no, we're not blaming my internet anymore. We're not doing that. I get enough of that from other people. I won't say their names. I'm not doing this blaming my internet. Okay, I'm not dealing with that.
What is
they
it,
know
Verizon?
who it is.
What do you have, Verizon or Optimum? What do you have, Verizon or Optimum?
No, I have Altis. I got 1 gig. I got 1 gig on it. I got the highest internet speed. Yeah.
That's you. It's all T's. That's
Okay,
all I'm
well,
saying.
I mean, I got full bar. I got. All right, I got full bars here. So you've been.
It's definitely you. It's not us. It's definitely whatever. I don't care who it is, but I know it's not us.
Okay.
It's definitely got to be you.
Whatever.
Anyways, as you guys know, this is Josh. Joshua Silverberg from Off the Mat. He does the wrestling show every single Saturday at 12 p.m. with Alex Slows. And he's done a couple of shows with me on the Weekend Crunch when Eric has been caught up with what he has to do over there in Florida. So, Josh, what's going on, man?
What's going on, guys? First off, thanks for the shout out with that. Did you check out the article today that I wrote? Did you see the article that was up on the website today?
Well, I'm the one you sent it to, so I sent it out. I didn't get a chance to read it. I've been busy.
I sent it to the other people. I sent it to the other people after you sent the text. It was funny. Right when you sent that text, that's when I sent it out to the other people. But it's an article about Sting that I wrote, and it's got good insight on why it worked out for everybody, Sting and AEW, and why WWE craps bricks. I won't say the S-bomb, but it craps bricks. I'll say how they dropped the ball on that one. You know?
Yeah.
Not that we're going to talk wrestling on here, but, because, I know how much you love talking wrestling, Errol.
I don't know anything about wrestling. So, again, I want to apologize to all the fans with the internet problem. And Speedy actually erased all the videos. So, hopefully, moving forward, Speedy will test everything before we go live. That would be the smart thing to do. Unfortunately, smart doesn't run in Speedy's mind, okay? It means he'll do whatever the hell Speedy wants, and then when Speedy makes a mistake, he's got to deal with me. And I get very frustrated when I do a show and the live show sounds like crap or something's going on because the great Speedy Petey is screwing up. And I don't understand. Anyways, I want to get into the New York Jets. You're a Jet fan. Now, the Greg Williams.
What's there to get into?
Well, the whole thing, there's a lot to get into with the New York Jets, especially what's going on in the press right now. What are the Jets going to do? And it was a very weird situation with the New York Jets over the weekend. After firing Greg Williams on Monday, the fact that they decided to keep Adam Gase right now and dismantle and talk down the great Greg Williams. Now, I understand Greg Williams made one of the worst play calls in NFL history. And Rex Ryan said it best. He's never seen, in 58 years watching football, he's never seen a worse call at the end of a game in history known to man. That's what Rex Ryan said about Greg Williams' play calling, okay? And that's fine. Greg Williams obviously was going to lose his job. We all knew that situation. We all know that Greg Williams was not as good as everybody thought he was going to be as a defensive coordinator for the New York Jets, and either as Adam Gase as an offensive guy. Okay, so the New York Jets in the last 2 seasons have been one of the worst defenses in the NFL and one of the worst offenses in the NFL. We all understand that. But that's not even it. What really bothered me about Sunday, and I don't think any Jet fan was upset at Greg Williams' play call. Okay, I don't think anybody. A matter of fact, if the Jets would have won that game, I think a lot of Jet fans would have been a lot worse and probably screaming and screeching or probably ripping somebody's hair out like I want to do to Speedy right now as we speak. But if anything, I'm going to reach out to Greg Williams by email. I actually was thinking about reaching out to Greg Williams by Twitter and trying to get Greg Williams on this show because if anything, I'm going to thank Greg Williams for losing that game and costing the Jets a win and their first win of the season because that was probably the best thing that ever could happen for the New York Jets. It really was. So as your thought, Josh, in looking at the big picture, moving forward with the New York Jets, there's 4 games left. They got Seattle this week. What do you think the Jets need to do moving forward for the next 4 games of the season?
Well, point blank, one, they need to lose, right? Isn't that the obvious? They need to lose. Look, first off, let's hope and pray for Denzel Mims that everything with his family is okay. Because we did see that he Florham Park for personal reasons. So we're hoping that Denzel Mims is okay and his family stuff is okay.
It's probably
it has to be something with that, I would think. But the other thought process is Ash for the year. Greg Van Roden's out for the year. It's just hurt. All these things are happening. If you notice, wink, wink. All these guys are all of a sudden getting hurt, right? That's the main thing. So what the Jets need to do is they're going to beat. As bad as Seattle has looked the last few weeks, and kudos to the Giants for beating them, they deserved it that day. They're not going to beat Seattle. They're not going to beat the Rams. Although I would like to see, Aaron Donald go up against Mike Becton in 2 weeks. Man, and they're not beating the Cleveland Browns. The curious game is Week 17. That's the one that we're all looking at because everybody's thinking if the New England Patriots are not in the playoff race anymore, they're going to Jarrett Stidham. And, if you don't think Belichick's going to try to throw that game Week 17 to keep Trevor Lawrence out of the division, if New England, you're out of your mind. He's going to do everything in his power to throw that game.
I don't believe
Trevor Lawrence not in. I do.
I don't.
I do.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Bill Belichick hates the Jets more than.
Fine,
Belichick hates the
that's
Jets
fine.
more than anything.
So if you hate the Jets, why would you give the Jets a chance to win?
He will screw.
It's not. First of all, I don't know what's going on with your internet. It's definitely your internet, by the way. It's definitely your internet. So the next time we get you on the show, make sure you're not in the basement. Make sure you're not in the basement because it is the basement. And what I would do is, and just a word of advice when you go on a live show on a live feed, make sure you get an Ethernet cable and you plug it into the modem because that will give you fast internet. Whatever you have, 1 gig. Altice, you need to go inside of the
Here's
modem.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop my camera. Here's what I'll do. I'll stop my camera right now. I'm going to go upstairs, and we're going to change spots. So let me do that right now then.
All right.
Continue mocking me on my point about Bill.
All right, so that's Josh, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, guys, you're looking at the Jets right now, and my argument with the Jets is we already know where the Jets are. We all know where the Jets are going to be moving forward. They're not going to be a winning team this year. They're probably not going to win a game this year. We all know where they are. The problem right now with the New York Jets is the fact that you're looking at not only the incompetence of the coaching, you're looking at the players. They don't trust the coaches anymore. You've heard what May said after the game. Marcus May said that the play calling was horrendous in the fourth quarter, not only defensively, but offensively. But again, when you look at the Jets, this has been going on since the Rex Ryan era. They've had terrible coaches. Todd Bowles, who's not a coach, he's a defensive coordinator. He was horrendous. The first year as a New York Jets coach, he was 10-6. He was good. Okay. After that, Todd Bowles was humiliating. He was absolutely terrible. All right. So we all know where this organization is going. They have some good young players. Ashton Davis, I've been mentioning how talented he looks. Every single week he looks better and better. You saw it, Mekhi Beckham. Now, he didn't look very, very good in the pass rush on Sunday, but he looked good in the run game. So there is good things that you see about this Jets team. Denzel Mims, who will probably be out for the rest of the season, whatever's going on with his family, hopefully everything is okay. Denzel Mims is probably not going to play for the rest of this season. They've fought injury week in and week out, but every single NFL team has. And I know a lot of people want to throw Joe Douglas under the ladder, whatever you want to say. They want to throw him under the rug. But Joe Douglas has not been a bad GM. He really hasn't been. Joe Douglas has made the right decisions when it comes to the draft. Some of his free agent pickups were horrendous. It really has been horrendous. But again, we haven't seen Joe Douglas with a full, his own coach, his own quarterback, his own team. So that has been the problem for the New York Jets. He's been taking over from Mike Maccagnan. This is Mike Maccagnan's team. A lot of these guys, now it's slowly but surely becoming Joe Douglas's guys, but a lot of these guys have been Mike Maccagnan's guys. So again, my argument right now isn't the fact that the Jets don't have a good future. I believe the Jets have a very good future. I really do. I think they have a tremendous future because I like some of the young players. And I read an article today that Trevor Lawrence should want to go to the Jets. And the reason why is the Jets have a tremendous amount of draft stock. Tremendous. They have 9 in the first 3 rounds. In the next 2 years, they have 9 picks in the first 3 rounds, which is a tremendous amount. And usually, if you're picked in the first 3 rounds, you're going to play. You're going to be a starter in this league. So if you're getting 9 picks in the first 3 rounds in the next 2 years, you practically can create your offensive line or you can create your defensive line. So this is a team that has the opportunity to grow. Josh, your reception is much better.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you.
Yeah. It's a lot better. It was definitely you, by the way.
See, it's kind of weird because I've actually done the show with CJ, Weapons Hot, downstairs in the basement too, and it works fine. But I guess maybe because it's on Zoom, so maybe the Zoom works better than the StreamYard down in the basement. But up here, I guess the StreamYard is better up here. I don't know. It's wonky. But we were going back. You were probably – I didn't hear what you said. I went off the air, but you were probably insulting my take on Bill Belichick. Look,
no,
Bill
I didn't say anything about you. I was talking about the Jets, and I was talking about what Marcus May said after the game, that he said the play calling offensively and defensively in the fourth quarter was horrendous. I talked about Todd Bowles, and I talked about the Jets have been inept coaching-wise, and as far as running this organization since the Rex Ryan era with Mike Tannenbaum. I mean, all in all, the Jets have been an absolute laughingstock of the NFL. We talk about the Browns. We've talked about Arizona. We've talked about the Bengals. We talked about Miami. Miami is moving in the right direction with Brian Flores. We've seen Arizona. The Cardinals are moving in the right direction with Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. We've seen all these different teams slowly but surely get better, and the Jets have gotten worse and worse and worse. So I want to know now, when you look at the Jets right now, moving forward, and you think if you were Trevor Lawrence, and you look at Trevor Lawrence as the quarterback that everybody says is a generational talent, do you think that Trevor Lawrence should come out this year after his junior year, or do you think because of everything that's going on and the Jets are a laughingstock of the NFL, do you think that he might decide to stay his senior year?
Well, regardless of whether he wants to come out or, whether we think he's coming out. He's coming out. Excuse me. It's written on the tea leaves as well on Twitter when Clemson did the senior night stuff and he said goodbye to Clemson on Twitter. He's coming out. He sees the risks of what could happen if he doesn't. Tua Tagovailoa being one with the hip. Now Joe Burrow's out. Joe Burrow was the number 1 pick, but Joe Burrow had a serious ankle injury, had that, and everything like that. So he's done for the year of surgery.
Was it an ankle or ACL?
ACL. Excuse me, ACL. And look, you could even go back to when Matt Leinart was going to be the number 1 pick, and wound up being selected 8th overall by the Cardinals, and that cost him millions of dollars. Matt Leinart, by staying the extra year. Look, he's coming out regardless. And the only thing is, like I said, with Trevor Lawrence, he's a Southern kid. He's grew up his entire life in the South. He was born in Tennessee, went to Clemson. He's kind of, not that it has anything to do with it, but he's a Trump supporter. He does all that. He's very Southerny. That's what he is. That's his character.
Who cares if he's a Trump supporter?
Well, no,
why do you always bring up the Trump supporter? Trump's no longer the president of the United States. But you're jumping for joy, I'm sure.
No, I was just making a standard point that's mostly the Southern voters, Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, vote for him.
So how do you know he voted for Trump? Maybe he voted for Biden.
Actually, no, it's been confirmed he voted for Trump, and he's talked to Trump too numerous times too. So it's actually been reported.
Trevor Lawrence.
I'm just making a point. That's all I'm making before you jump down my throat and you don't want to have
anything to do with Trevor Lawrence deciding to come out.
My point, look, you're gonna make me go all CJ on you in about 2 seconds if you don't let me finish. All right, you know what I mean. So why don't you go motorboat somewhere else? All right. But the point is, the point is. He's a very Southern kid, and the people will question, is New York the right fit for him? I don't think that matters. I think he is what he is. Jacksonville, would it be a better fit for him because he grew up in the South and Jacksonville's in Florida? Maybe, but I think he'll take what's given to him, which is, look, no matter which team drafts him first overall is going to be in a crappy situation. Doesn't matter. Mike Tomlin said it after the game to Chase Young the other day, after the game against the Washington football team, when he said, "I respect you, but I damn sure know I'm not going to lose that many games to be able to draft you." Basically saying, my team will never lose that many games to draft a guy like you. That's really what it comes down to. So and no matter who drafts first overall, it's a crappy situation.
I think it's a worse situation if Trevor Lawrence goes to Jacksonville than the Jets. And
I could see that.
I'll explain why. Jacksonville has been one of the worst spots to be drafted from in the last 20 years. Jacksonville has been one of the worst teams in the NFL for the last 20 years. You've seen how many first top 5 pick quarterbacks that they have drafted in the last, 10, 12 years. I mean, just go up and down. They've drafted top 5 quarterbacks probably in the last 12, 13 drafts. So, and none of them survived. None of them accomplished anything. They're all busts.
Byron Leftwich, Blake Bortles. Who else? There's probably others on there that they probably did. Who, Speedy?
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert's another one. That's one I actually forgot about. So, yeah, Byron Leftwich wasn't terrible, but he wasn't the ideal quarterback for them. Look, let's face it. He was a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. That's what he was. He got him past Pittsburgh in the division in the wild card round, and that was his highlight. But having said that, look, the question's going to be weeks. Look, Jet fans can relax, be easy for the next 3 weeks, watch their team lose, and then that's that. It's going to be week 17. That's what it's going to come down to is how – and Bill Belichick, I understand people say,
out, Junior.
Yeah, listen, I'll get to you, Junior, all right? Bill Belichick hates the Jets more than anything. The last thing he wants is the New York Jets to draft a franchise-changing quarterback and to have to face him twice a year for the next how many years. He will stick it to the Jets just so they don't get Trevor Lawrence.
Hold on one second. So this really annoys me. It's you and Eric Martini. You guys give me such a headache. I could get you both. I could get you both on this show, and you guys would give me a headache that I want to rip my hair out of my head. Okay?
Speak for yourself, pal.
No, you two. If it's not Eric, it's you texting me when the Jets are winning in the fourth quarter, saying, "Oh, there it goes. Trevor Lawrence is not going to the Jets. And then all of a sudden, I kept telling you from day one. I even told you when the New England Patriots. I texted you and I said,
I understand, but I also texted you during the Raider game. I texted you the Raider game. I said to you in the Raider game, I said, done. I said, it's over. You even admitted you thought it was over too.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You're telling me with 13 seconds left, you thought they were going to get a Hail Mary pass for a
touchdown? It wasn't 13 seconds. It was 35 seconds.
Whatever it was.
It was 35 seconds. And yes, I thought giving Oakland enough time, being that they were on the 50-yard line, 35 seconds left. Yes, I believe Derek Carr was going to find a way. I believed that Derek Carr, and that's why when Eric was texting me with 35 seconds, oh, there it goes. Do you want me to read what Eric told me? I'm going to read. I'm going to pull up what Eric wrote to me while this is going on. Hold on one second.
Really quick. There is a video that was posted at Jets training camp last year. I don't know if you saw it. It was a Jet fan asking Greg Williams what his favorite play to call is. And he said, all out cover 0. So that was a year ago. And then, on ESPN, Tim Hasselbeck went on ESPN and went back to 2 calls when he was the Saints defensive coordinator and he was the Rams defensive coordinator. The Browns defensive coordinator, and he called the same exact play with his team up with that much time left. So for all the fans that said that he was fixing the game and the NFL should investigate it, he wasn't fixing the game. It was just a really
hold on.
It was a really crappy. It was a really crappy call.
It was you and your brother that said that the NFL should investigate.
No, my brother said it. No. My brother said it. I was defending against it. I said no, he didn't fix it. I said it was just a really crappy call. I said because when he was the defensive coordinator for the Saints, he had Darren Williams and Roman Harper. When he was the defensive coordinator for the Browns, he had Denzel Ward to be able to cover. Here he had undrafted free agent Lamar Jackson. It's a very drastic difference.
All right,
who's doing the covering.
All right. So let me read off some of the text messages I got at 3:42 in the afternoon. 35 seconds left to the game. You ready? Eric Martini, and I want Eric. If Eric doesn't listen to it, I'm sure he'll enjoy it. He writes to me, "Goodbye, Trevor Lawrence. Crap.
Is he a Jet fan?
Yes, he's a Jet fan.
Okay.
And I don't want to hear jack about Justin Fields. Please don't talk him up. According to you, Justin Fields isn't better than Sam Darnold, which is a lie. I never said that Justin Fields is better than Sam Darnold. Piece of blank, cursed franchise. They can't even lose when they need to. If that's not a jinx, I don't know what is. Goodbye, Trevor Lawrence. Hello, Dwayne Haskins II. Done with this crappy team." And you know what I wrote to him? Blank, which I'm not going to say on live radio. And then he says, ha, 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 woohoo. And then he says, I'm going to get football with you again. I'm done. That's what he writes to me.
That sounds like what I was texting you during the Patriots game.
No, what else is new? That's why I keep telling you.
Look, all right, fine. I'll ask Speedy this question then because he's not a Jet fan or anything.
You guys are nuts.
Speedy, did you think the Patriots were going to score 13 unanswered points in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes in the game left?
It's the Patriots. You can't rule it out.
But that's Cam Newton playing quarterback.
Yeah, but it's also the Patriots. They do this all the time when you least expect it. Regardless.
Did you think the Raiders were going to win Sunday?
Did I think what?
The Raiders were going to win on Sunday. Are you listening? Are you deaf, Speedy?
So wait. So you thought the Raiders were going to still win that game Sunday, right?
Yes.
So why am I crazy?
Derek Carr is a good fourth quarter quarterback. He always has been.
That's what I'm saying. Well, no. I mean, no. That's not what I'm saying. Actually, what I'm saying is, did you see the play before with Nelson Aguilar when he missed it wide open?
Yeah, that's true. He overshot him.
So why would the first time? If you actually look back on it, Aguilar was almost as open as Henry Ruggs was. So if you look back on it, why would you think after that first pass that you think that he's going to complete the next pass?
Well, it has nothing to do with it. You know what it is? I'm going to cut Speedy off because Speedy will just go on and on and on and on and on.
But I want to hear Speedy's opinion after.
All right, you want to hear Speedy's opinion? Let's go ahead, Speedy. Go speak for hours on what you thought.
I was just going to say, Josh, also, there's no guarantee they take the deep shot twice in a row, though, either. After they just missed it from Aguilar, there's still 13 seconds. There's no guarantee that they take the deep shot. They might just get a little closer and then go for the end zone after.
Yeah, but after you see the first play with Aguilar, you're thinking, oh, God, when they do it again, you're thinking there's no way he does. Because he missed. He was horrific, Carr, that day. He was awful. It was terrible.
What does that have anything to do with what we're talking about with the Jets?
What it has to do with is the fact that you can't sit there and tell me you thought that the Jets were not going to win that game.
I thought the Jets were not going to win the game. I said it.
Oh
First of all, it is the Jets, okay? And
it makes it even more likely they're
go watch the last 4 games of the New York Jets. They were up.
I'd rather pass.
They were up in the fourth quarter, except in the Miami Dolphin game. They were up in every one of those games.
So week 7,
they lost, and they lost every one of them.
So week 17, you think? Look, I would still pick the Patriots to win, but my thinking is, you have to hope.
Is Julian Edelman playing?
I don't know.
I believe he will. Do you think Neil? What's his name again? N'Keal Harry. Yeah, you think N'Keal Harry's going to play? Probably is. All right. This is a team that's still fighting for a playoff spot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if they're out of it week 17, would you throw it past Belichick to say, I don't want Lawrence here. I'm just going to toss the game for the Jets?
No, because the Jets are going to make a positive. Right now, you can see what the Jets are trying to do. Look at the players. Look at the players who are out for the season.
Oh, look, Davis is out for the year. Roden's out for the year. I'm still trying to figure out why Cam Clark is not playing. I'm still trying to figure out why he doesn't play. Why is Cam Clark not playing?
Because they obviously think he's not ready to play.
That was a 5th round pick?
5th round pick. They don't think he's ready yet. They'll probably wait until the offseason, and hopefully we have OTAs again this year, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to see the kid. It doesn't matter. If you look at his draft stock, he had 8 draft picks, I think. Or 9 draft picks.
Douglas did a great job with this draft. Douglas killed it with the draft.
He's got 5 or 6 starters. So why would anybody complain? Even if Clark's is not a good player and he doesn't turn out to be a great pick, it doesn't matter.
Well, I think Bryce Huff also makes up for it with the undrafted free agency. I think he's like the top. I think he was rated the top rookie at percentage wise in trying to get to the quarterback. I think he's number 1 between the rookies right now, trying to get to the quarterback. So clearly, he's fitting in very nicely. So it kind of makes up for the loss of, like, say they screw.
Everybody keeps talking about this kid, Bryce Huff.
Yeah, I mean the guy from Memphis, and look, I mean we go back to the worst pick of them all was. I mean, look, we'll see about the James Morgan pick. We'll see. I would have liked for them to take another receiver there. But I mean, look, where the Jets are, it's perfect position for them. The Jet fans can relax the next 3 weeks. They're not winning the next 2 weeks. They're not beating the Rams. They're not beating the Browns.
You said Bryce Huff. It's Bryce Hall.
No. Not
the linebacker.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about the linebacker. No, I know Bryce Hall's doing well too. But you know, right? It's Bryce Huff, right? The linebacker from Memphis. Okay. Yeah. No, Hall's done great, but Bryce Huff has been a story that nobody's talked about enough. He's been a really good pass rusher for the Jets. He's one of the top rookies in pass rushing percentage. That's been really good. And he's somebody that's
they don't have enough sacks, so it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. But look, the kid is a rookie, and he's getting to the quarterback. So clearly he's doing something right, and he's an undrafted rookie free agent. So clearly they found a gem they did with Robbie Anderson, right? So you find gems every now and then. You get lucky. But I think the Jets, like I said, they're not beating the Seahawks. They're not beating the Rams. They're not beating the Browns. You can relax the next 3 weeks. It's going to come down to week 17. And if the Jaguars can win one more stupid game, okay, which, by the way, and I keep saying it, I believe Gotham City Crew, the Jets fan group, is doing this. They're going down to Jacksonville to cheer on the Jaguars.
That's what they call themselves.
That's what they're called. They're the Jets fan group.
Idiots.
Yeah, okay, they're idiots, but yet they're going to cheer on the Jaguars to beat the Bears week 16.
So you want to jump on the bandwagon and ride their shoulders? What do you want me to do?
I'm not going anywhere. It's COVID, baby. I'm not going anywhere. So I don't think you're
the Gotham City, whatever they call them.
They're a cool group, actually. I've talked to them on Twitter. They're actually really nice.
The Gotham City Rejects. Okay?
You know who you sound like? You know who you sound like? You sound like a 90-year-old man that says, "Get off my lawn."
Well,
That's what you sound like.
Well, thank you.
You hate fun. That's what it is. You hate fun.
Fun?
Fun with
Dude,
you is.
I am king of fun. Okay.
Oh God! Oh my God!
I am
You're
king
king
of
of fun.
I am king of fun. All right. You have no idea who you're talking to.
Oh,
okay?
I know who I'm definitely talking to.
Oh yeah,
Allie.
you know who you're talking to.
Oh,
So
I know.
You've gone out with me. You've seen me go out and party.
I would love to, but unfortunately with COVID, we can't go anywhere.
So you're telling me I'm no fun, and I'm probably like an old man standing at the end of my under my lawn throwing
You're
things.
the guy that at Halloween they put the flaming bag of poop on the front lawn.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm actually king of fun. Okay.
I'm sure. I teach you. I'm sure. I know you are. Listen,
I like to have fun. Now, am I upset? Yeah. Well, the beginning of our show is absolutely crap. Okay, and it doesn't make me any happy when I go into a show and there's problems. When my lead producer can't figure it out or just can't do anything right in the beginning of a show for some reason.
Hopefully, me being on the show is kind of salvaging it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anyways, happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you. It's amazing. 1 year, seriously, in all seriousness, it's amazing how where I was a year ago. I was in a little apartment in Queens, New York, and a year later,
you were in a hole.
I was in a hole, and now a year later, I'm in a full-blown house with my wife, and we're making the best of a crappy situation. That's honestly, that's what it is.
And CJ DeSimone says, don't make fun of the Gotham City crew. Those guys are diehard fans.
They are. They are.
Well, I'm going to call them until I know them and I see them to be nice guys. I will say they're
phenomenal people.
I've
talked to them before. They're
I
great
will
people.
call them the Gotham City Rejects.
Oh,
Okay?
you're about to. CJ's gonna come up to New York and kick your ass, man.
Well,
I'll tell you.
what else is new? Everybody hates me, so might as well. I'm no fun. Everybody hates me. I'm like an old man standing at the end of my lawn throwing things at people. What else is new? I get attacked in all different ways and wakes of the
Well,
world.
you could avoid that situation if. Wait, hold on. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's two fan groups. One is the 7 line. The other is the Blue and Orange Army for the Islanders. Do you hate them too?
Now, who is it? What was the question?
The 7 line for the Mets and the Blue and Orange Army for the Islanders. Do you hate them also?
The Blue and Orange for the Islanders and what?
Section 3. They sit in like Section 342 at the Coliseum.
I don't care. What are they banging on their drum? I think those are the guy that bangs on their drums, right?
That is.
Yeah, I don't care. They're a bunch of idiots too.
Oh boy.
They're a bunch of idiots too. I'm an Islander fan, so I'm saying it as an Islander fan. Yeah, you're a bunch of idiots. I don't care what you do. You could go down and moon everybody on the top of your seats. It wouldn't even matter to me. Is it going to make a difference? Is it going to help the Jets win? No. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but if you cheer on the Jaguars, I mean, look, the Jaguars have a legit shot to beat the Bears because the Bears just don't have a quarterback. That's why the Jets have a legit shot to beat them.
CJ DeSimone says, "I will kick your." CJ DeSimone says, "I will kick your ass, buddy." And I said, "Okay."
I told you he's gonna come here.
Here.
I would love to see that fight. Can we get that together? Because I gotta tell you something. I've heard
I don't want him to have a heart attack.
I've heard CJ on this show numerous times, and I've texted Speedy afterwards saying, "Boy, oh boy, if they were next to each other, I thought they were gonna kick each other's ass."
I don't know. I don't want to give him a heart attack. Okay.
I think the last time CJ was on the show with you two were screaming at each other on the phone.
I wasn't screaming. I'm just feeling the way I feel. Anyway, we got the Beef on the line. What's going on, Beef?
How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. Speedy screwing up like always, but all in all, we're living the life.
That's Speedy. You know, he's a screw up. So.
Yeah, he is.
Jesus Christ. Speedy, I love you. Don't worry about it.
I saw Speedy yesterday on air. He was all happy with all his Giant gear on. Don't think they're going anywhere. They're not going to do anything. I think the Redskins are going to win that division, to be honest with you.
You got to talk into your phone, Beef. You're going in and out. But
no, I said I think the Redskins are going to win that division.
Who are they?
Speedy, that was good by Speedy.
Well,
he saved that one. I know he saved that one.
I don't care that they took the name away from them. They're still a Redskins to me. That's who they are.
All right, so let me explain something. I do believe the Giants are the better team in the NFC East right now. I think they're the better team.
The way the Redskins looked against Pittsburgh, they look better than the Giants.
Well, the Giants beat Seattle. I mean, Pittsburgh was bound
Pittsburgh's
to
better
lose.
than Seattle, though. I agree with what he's saying.
Pittsburgh,
I think if you're going to have a quarterback down the stretch of Alex Smith or Daniel Jones, it's going to be Alex Smith because Alex Smith, first off, at this point is fearless. The guy almost had his leg cut off. So I think at this point, I'd rather go with a guy that's more fearless that's been in this situation before than Daniel Jones, who's never had a situation like this.
But also, again, my argument isn't when you're looking at Pittsburgh to say that Pittsburgh isn't the better team than Seattle. They're the better all-around team. But Seattle is also a very, very good team and very good offensively. They're very good offensively. The Giants shut them down. Who's a better offensive team right now, Pittsburgh or the Seattle Seahawks? Who is a better
offensive right now?
I'm asking the beef. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Who's a better offense right now in the NFL? Seattle or Pittsburgh? No, they're not. They're not. Seattle has been a top 3 offense all season long. All season long. Pittsburgh is not a top 3 offense. They're a top 10 offense. They're not a top 3 offense. Seattle is one of the best. Seattle averages 32 points a game. There's only 2 other teams that average just as much or more.
To me, I think Pittsburgh has the better players offensively.
But that's not my answer. That's not my question. Who's the better offensive team?
Well, if you're looking at numbers, then if that's what you're saying, then it would be Seattle. But to me, Pittsburgh has the better weapons, and they're a better offensive team to me. They're underperforming.
I second that.
I disagree. I disagree. Right now, the reason why Seattle's offense doesn't look as dominant as it usually does is because their defense is that bad. Okay, their defense is horrendous, and you saw it against the Giants.
Their offensive line is horrendous.
The Giants had Colt McCoy as their quarterback. Colt McCoy. Okay, how many teams has he played for since he's come into the NFL? What was that?
6, maybe.
It was about 5 or 4 teams. He's been on 5 or 4 teams. The guy he's never been an accomplished quarterback in the NFL. Okay, he just beat arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, in Russell Wilson.
I understand that, but to me, Alex Smith is starting to come into his.
Did Patrick Mahomes go missing?
He was before he got hurt, and he's looking better and better every week.
Alex Smith, listen, Alex Smith, it's fine, and their defense has played better. And you saw them against the Pittsburgh.
And Alex Smith is making better throws now. He's getting his timing back. Everything is starting to come together for him again.
So let me get this straight. Okay, so let's skim right through this. You think it was more impressive that the Redskins beat Pittsburgh when they were bound to lose? And I believe Pittsburgh wanted to lose that game.
No one gave Washington a shot to beat Pittsburgh.
Really? I did. Ask Speedy. Yes, I did. I was one. If you listen to the Weekend Crunch, and Josh, you were on the Weekend Crunch, did I not say that I wouldn't be surprised if Washington wins that game?
No, you did say that. You said that.
I called it. I said it.
Well, that's fine that you said it, but if you go at the numbers, the Redskins have a very some chance of beating Pittsburgh.
So did the Giants beating Seattle. Who would have thought in their wildest dreams that, first of all, percentage-wise, that was the biggest. The Giants beating Seattle was the biggest percentage this year of an upset in the NFL. Even Washington beating the Pittsburgh Steelers, the higher percentage went to the Giants beating Seattle Seahawks. Did you know that? Did you know that, Beef?
I thought Pittsburgh and Washington was the higher chance.
No.
Than Giants.
No. It was the Giants beating Seattle. I think it was at, 47% or 40, some weird number. It was a high number. That was the biggest upset this season. Now, Pittsburgh, nobody thought Pittsburgh was going to be as good as they are this year. Nobody, including me.
Nobody thought they were going to be 11.
Everybody thought Seattle was going to be a top team in the NFC. Everybody, except me. I did not think they were going to be a top team. And I didn't think Pittsburgh was going to be that good either.
I didn't think Seattle would be that good, and I'm damn sure I didn't think Pittsburgh was going to be this good. So,
but
either way, that whole division is just a joke right now. That whole division is a joke. But I think Washington's going to come out on top.
I want to get your mic up a little bit higher because you're very low. I don't know what you're going in. Are you on speakerphone?
No, I'm not on speaker. No.
Wow, I'm surprised, but I've never had somebody so low on their phone. But I'm trying to get you up higher. Anyways, Josh, what do you have? What happened?
You want me to call back?
No, you're fine now. Josh, what do you have to say about that? Now you can cut in.
Okay, so I would say that Pittsburgh is the better team, only because all around wise they are the better team offensively. They were better defensive. I'm a little concerned. Pittsburgh's had bad luck on defense this year. They've lost 2 key components with Devin Bush, and who did they just lose recently to a torn ACL? I think it was
Dupree.
Yeah, Bud Dupree. So they've had some bad luck this year. The problem with Seattle that nobody's discussing is their offensive line. The Seattle offensive line has been horrific for the last 4 or 5 years. It's been terrible. And every time Russell Wilson is looking like he's always on the run. That's the problem. And I think that's going to not bode well when they have to face certain teams that have a very good defensive line. Like if they had to play the Rams, they would not beat the Rams. The Rams would destroy them. Aaron Donald would torch that offensive line. So that's what the problem with Seattle is. I still think the other thing too is the experienced quarterback. Mm-hmm. The experienced quarterback in Alex Smith. I think that's the only reason why I would give the Washington football team the edge over the Giants. Are playing great. They're playing unbelievably well. But I think when you have a guy like Alex Smith that has nothing to lose at this point and has been there, done that so many times, I think he's also trying to prove something to everybody that he still has it. And I'd rather have him in this situation than Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones hasn't experienced this. Now, he might in the future, but I'd rather have the more experienced guy that, again, has been there and done that before.
I also think when you look at the Giants, I think the Giants are very well coached. I'm not a big Ron Rivera fan. Okay.
I like Ron Rivera.
I'm not a big fan of his. I never was with the Carolina Panthers. I never was when he was the defensive coordinator over there with the San Diego Chargers. I was never a big fan of Ron Rivera. Now, I am a big fan of Joe Judge. And I was one of the guys that took a shot at Gettleman coming out and choosing.
He'll keep his job now.
Well, he'll definitely keep it. He's definitely going to keep his job. First of all, I got to give a shout out to the defensive coordinator for the New York Giants, the 4-3 defense. And he absolutely should be interviewed for a job in the offseason. He has been sensational. If you can bring coach or assistant coach of the year, which there is an assistant coach of the year, he'd be one of them. I would put him on my list. He's been, and I don't care what you say, Beeve. I don't care what their record is because records could say whatever you want. If they make the playoffs, if the Giants make the playoffs, that's, to me, it's just as good as being 9-7. Even if you're 6-10.
Well, we all know that it doesn't. Once you get in, it's a crapshoot because anything can happen. We all know that.
No, and absolutely. And I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'll say it again. If the Giants make the playoffs, they will eliminate whoever they play in the first round. I've said this.
Well, I think right now they would play Tampa.
And they'll eliminate Tampa.
Tom Brady, who would it be?
No, it would be Seattle right now.
It would be. I would like the Tampa story would be better.
Giants still in Brady's head.
Oh, yeah.
They won't beat them in the playoffs. I don't think Giants will beat the Seattle Seahawks in the playoffs.
I do. I don't like Seattle. I don't like their defense, and their offensive line was horrendous against the Giants front seven.
It's been horrendous for the last 4 years.
Did you see what Leonard Williams did to that offensive line?
Yeah, their offensive line's been a joke for 4 years. They haven't drafted anybody.
He made himself look like J.J. Watt as a rookie. Okay, he completely torched that offensive line. He had 3.5 sacks in that game. In one game.
Well, therein lies the problem with Seattle with their offensive line.
We're talking about Leonard Williams. We're not talking about J.J. Watt or Young or any of these young guys.
But he went up against a beat-up offensive line.
Okay.
No, they're not even beat up. They just suck. Their offensive line is just trash.
The line is not that good. You should look at the Cowboys. Look how bad they are. It's the same thing. The same situation.
No, they're not.
Cowboys offensive line is done.
Right now, if the Cowboys offensive line was 100%, they're better than both those offensive
I
lines.
think the guys are done. That's the problem. Tyron Smith, Zach. I think they're
If
just
they were 100%, even I don't care how old they are. If the Cowboys offensive line was 100% and they were playing this year, they're better than both offensive lines.
Oh, that I agree with. Yes, absolutely. That's a no-brainer.
I'm just saying right now their offensive line is crap.
Seattle's offensive line, even with their starters, they're crap.
Their offensive line might be almost as bad as the Jet offensive one.
The Jets' offensive line isn't that bad.
No.
No, the Jets is a no.
The Jets' offensive line isn't that bad.
Other than Becton and
Font. George Font's played well. And
Font's good, but he can't stay healthy. That's the problem. That's why I wouldn't bring him back. That's why I wouldn't bring him. He can't stay healthy.
They're probably going to bring him back. Why are you going to keep changing your offensive line? You can't keep changing.
You got to get the right guys.
Well,
you got to get the right guys in. You got to get guys that are going to stay healthy. The first year of your contract, they're going to stay healthy.
What are you going to say? You're going to sit and make all the excuses. Oh, I'm going to bring in another guy. I'm going to bring another guy. You're going to go into another season when you're not going to have OTAs again because of COVID-19. You're not going to have a preseason again because of COVID-19. What are you going to do then, Josh? What are you going to do?
Well, you got to see on the free agent market. I have to see it. I got to also see
it. So you're going to bring in another free agent. You're going to spend all that damn money, and then it's going to take you at least 5, 6, 7.
But I don't understand. Wait, hold on. But what money? Because Fonts is only after the first year. It's not even guaranteed anymore. So you could just cut the cord with him and then move on. So why can't you just do a contract like that again, where you backload it the first year and then just cut the cord again if it doesn't work out? Like, why can't you just do it that way? He did it with Font. He did it with Van Roden. He did it with Lewis. He did it with all of them. He gave them the contracts. All the 3 4 years.
McGovern signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though the point is too, like they gave all these guys. Oh, these are big contracts. After the first year, they're not guaranteed, so you can just cut them. Doesn't matter. You got to get the right guys in there.
He's not going to do it. I'm telling you right now, he's not going to do that.
Font can't stay healthy.
But that's fine. They're going to bring him back. He's not an expensive offensive lineman.
He's getting paid too much to not stay healthy. Though.
Really? $7 million? $7 million is a lot.
For him, yes.
For an offensive lineman? No.
For a guy that can't stay healthy, yes.
How many games is how many games has Font played today this year?
Hasn't he missed, I think, 2 or 3 of them?
So what? So he's played almost every single game.
Guys are more durable. There's probably more durable guys on the market. I have to see what the market is.
I guarantee you they're not going to let go of George Font.
They might not, but I have to see what the market is.
And they're not going to get rid of McGovern, and they're obviously Mekhi Becton. Those 3 guys are there to stay. Van Roten is gone. They're going to get rid of him.
Lewis too. But McGovern, I'm so mixed on McGovern, man. He's had some good games. He's had some really bad games.
He's the one that can't stay healthy. That's the problem.
He's had some good games, but when he's bad, he's like awful.
Because he's not healthy. That's the problem. McGovern is one of the best centers in the league. He is. I mean, go look at his numbers. He's one of the best centers in the league. The problem with him this year is because of health. If you want to complain about somebody that's not healthy, it's McGovern. McGovern's missed more on that offensive line besides Mekhi Becton and Lewis.
Right. Lewis is having a lot of issues right now, personally, right now that he has to deal with. So, you know what I mean?
Lewis is gone. Lewis is gone.
He's gone. Van Roden's gone. No, those are depth guys they signed because there were nobody on the market. That's why they signed them, because he tried to put a disguise over something, tried to make it work. He thought he could hit lightning in the bottle. It didn't work because there was no, because first off, the guy they wanted was Joe Thuney. New England franchise tagged him. Then they wanted Brandon Sheriff. The Washington football team tagged him too. Those are his top 2 targets. Once those guys were off the market, Douglas was screwed at that point. That was what the problem was.
And I think Douglas has got to be very, very funny. Very funny. Well, he's got to be very, very funny. But he's got to be very he's got to be very fair on what he is going to do in the offseason. He cannot throw away money, especially when you say he won't, but you're already saying that we got to get rid of George Font.
Because if there's a better guy out there that's almost the same price, wouldn't you? If there's a better guy out there that costs a little bit more than what Font's contract's going to be, you do it. You protect your quarterback at all costs. That's what the main thing is.
Offensive lines are costly. If you're going to go out there, you got George Font on a premium. You got McGovern on a premium. Why would you go out there right now and spend more money on offensive line when you can draft them?
Because that's fine. If they want to draft them too, go ahead. Please do so. I beg them to draft some offensive linemen. Really, I do, especially interior offensive linemen.
I do not want to. If they're going to draft interior offensive linemen, you draft them in the 3rd and 4th rounds. You do not draft them early. I don't want to hear anything. I do. What was that? What was that?
The Jets are gonna draft offensive linemen probably in the 2nd or 3rd round, like you said. They're not gonna go out and spend money on that.
No, unless they're a tackle or a center. You draft them later in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Anyways, Josh, I want you to put a hold on. We're going to have Marcus Bradley join us in 1 second. Put a hold on it. We'll put a mute on it. And Beav, call back in a little while. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have now a Vanderbilt recruit. He's no longer a Maryland recruit. We interviewed him a couple of months ago. We're happy to get him back. We're going to be talking to Vanderbilt defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley here on Below the Mic.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Of course my kid's in the right car seat. Well, I think he is.
Yeah, my kid's in a booster seat. He was ready to move up. He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the right seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
As you guys know, this is Below the Mic. We are live every single Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. New York Eastern Time. Remember, you can call us at 631-965-4990. You can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. And you can go and download our app by going to iOS, WWSRN, or Android, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen. Well. You know, we talked to this guy a couple of months ago, and I really liked him. He was at the gym. I remember he was outside, hanging out at the curbside, and he was talking about how great the recruitment class of Maryland was. That's what he told us, and he was very excited to go to Maryland. And then I get a phone call from Jillian, our social media queen, and she reached out to Marcus Bradley. She keeps in touch with all our recruits. And she said, guess what? Marcus decided to go to Vanderbilt. He completely decided to move from Maryland to Vanderbilt. So now we got Marcus back on. We are now talking to Vanderbilt defensive tackle recruit, Marcus Bradley. What's going on, Marcus?
I'm doing good.
Well, man, it's so funny because I loved our interview with you, and I was telling Jillian I would love to get him back on the show, and I didn't think we were going to get you back on until probably sometime in the middle of a season next year when you start your first season at Maryland. And then she comes up and she tells me, you know what? He's not playing for Maryland anymore. He's going to Vanderbilt. So let me ask you this question: how are you and your family doing right now since the last time we talked?
No, we're doing good. Everything's been fine.
You healthy?
Good. Of course.
You excited about the football season next year?
Oh, most definitely. I'm ready to go.
So let me ask you this question, Marcus. What made you decide to jump ship from Maryland to Vanderbilt?
Just being able to actually watch games now, right? I wasn't really a fan of what was going on as far as the front seven play. So, I had to look for something different.
So, by the way, we are talking to Vanderbilt defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. So when you decided after watching the games this year and having the opportunity to watch Maryland and and Vanderbilt. Well, Maryland's not playing right now, right?
No, Maryland's game got postponed, but they have been playing. I think they played 3 or 4 games.
So watching college football, you just didn't like the way you see, the way the team was playing. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't really look at what everyone else is doing. I only look at my position.
Mhm.
Really. I'm only really looking at the defense. So as I'm looking at the defense, I wasn't a fan of what was going on up front.
And obviously you want to play for the best team that gives you the best chance to win, and your draft stock, obviously, because you want to look.
That's the best opportunity to make plays.
Mm-hmm. You also, you plan that in the future, if all goes well, you want to be drafted, and being on a weaker side of the defensive line, you might not stand out to a lot of recruits. I mean, than other recruits and other scouts. So maybe that's the reason why.
Yes, definitely.
So, Marcus, the last time we actually interviewed you, this is very ironic. The second guest we had on that day after yours is Terion Sujic, who also is a defensive tackle recruit for Vanderbilt. Have you been in touch with him since you transferred over to Vanderbilt?
Of course. We both from Maryland. He was kind of part of my decision making too. So we definitely been in touch.
I remember him too. Yeah. He's a nice kid too. Very, very nice kid. Very excited for the football season and I like it. Ego, cocky, and that's what you need to be. If you're going to go and play and you want to be the best, you got to go out there and you got to talk. You got to talk the talk and you got to walk the walk, and that's what you have to do. As you guys know, we are talking to Vanderbilt defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. Now, Marcus, when you look at Vanderbilt, you look at their culture. They're known over the years for their defense. Even in basketball, they're known for their defense. Size and ability to rebound, that's what they're known for. So when you look at the big picture of where you're going now from Maryland to Vanderbilt, besides the defense, what stuck out to you with the school and deciding to transfer to Vanderbilt?
Well, education is one of the top in the world. Right, it's one of the top 10 degree, so that spoke for itself. And then it's in the city too, so I was happy to I wouldn't be in the middle of nowhere. That's something I didn't want to be able to do. That played a factor in my decision. So just those two things, and football is always going to take care of itself. So I'm not really worried about that stuff.
How about COVID? Did COVID make you change your decision from going to Maryland to Vanderbilt?
No, I didn't really factor COVID in too much because I have family down south too. I mean, I guess it's good because I can go see them too with the COVID stuff because I have family down that way.
It's funny because it's not funny. I'm watching right now a lot of different players decide to transfer to other schools because of this season, because it was a short season. Some people, I don't know. I haven't interviewed any of the new recruits. Devin Kirkwood, he decided to go from UCLA. He hasn't even announced where he's going. We're actually going to have his Zoom. What do we call that?
Meeting?
No, not Zoom. Well, it's a Zoom meeting where he's going to come out and introduce where he is going to go to school. He was going to go to UCLA. He was going to go and play for Chip Kelly. He decided to go elsewhere. I haven't talked to Devin since then. We've been interactive on social media, and Devin's very excited to announce where he is probably going to be ending, going to play. He's the #1 cornerback recruit in the nation in 2021. So I understand COVID-19 could definitely play a big part on where people decided to go from one place to another. One question for me, when you look at the defensive position, being that you were going to go to Maryland, you were very confident about what Maryland was. Are you just as confident as what you see with Vanderbilt, with the coaching staff, with the quarterback play, with the offense? And really, Vanderbilt hasn't been a national title game. When was the last time they won a national title game?
Way long ago. They're never known as a football school. They're one of the SEC baseball powerhouses, but football they have not been successful.
So when you look at Vanderbilt and you look at the position that you set yourself, because I believe that going to Vanderbilt and going over there with some of the good defensive talent that they have now, Vanderbilt could be a team that definitely be watching moving forward in 2021. Do you see this team being a competitive team and possibly earning the right to play for a national title?
So, realistically, national title, you got to beat Bama. We got to make it out of the SEC first. We got to focus on that with Alabama. So, we got to work towards that first, before a national title. You got to catch Bama before that, just on a realistic note. So, other than that, we're defeated right now. So, most people look at it like, oh, they're trash, boom. But I think the pieces are in place moving forward. Both quarterbacks are freshmen. Between this 2020 class and this 2021 class, it's a lot of great talent in here. So being able to, take this time to grow together next year when everyone's together, we're going to be a young team. We grow together. We're talking, down the line some years, we're going to be able to, make a name in the SEC most definitely.
So recently, Derek Mason, their previous coach, just got fired after an 0-8 start to the season. Was he the guy that recruited you and maybe impacted your decision to transfer? And if so, do you think you can get another job somewhere else, whether it's an SEC school or because we see the move around all the time, or elsewhere in college football?
Oh, he'll most definitely get a job. That's easy. He's still a great coach. Just maybe just head coaching wasn't the best job for him. I mean, but that was a tough situation being at Vanderbilt, trying to recruit, it's a private school and all the things like that. But he'll definitely get another job. He'll get a big job too. He's a great defensive-minded coach. And then what was the other question?
I was going to say, what were your impressions of him when you met him, and what impact did he have on your decision?
I talked to Coach Mason a little bit. Most of my decision factored off, my defensive line coach, Javon Hay. He's great dude. But, Coach Mason, I talked to him a little bit. He was a great dude, though.
Javon Hay was a pretty good NFL player, too, for the Texans a couple of years ago in the 2000s, too.
Yeah.
We are talking to Vanderbilt defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. It flows now. It flows. It's no longer Maryland. It's Vanderbilt. So it's so interesting because I watch Vanderbilt basketball. Vanderbilt is always a top school when it comes to basketball. You don't ever think of them as a football team. But over the last couple of years, you see the growth of what this team is, the NCAA, and anything is possible. If you put the right recruits in the right position, you can absolutely. You say Bama, but Bama really hasn't been the best team in the nation. It's really been Clemson. The last 5 seasons, Clemson has been the best football team in the nation. You can argue your points on how good Bama's been, but look how good Clemson's been in the last couple of years. So they've been sensational. And they're in the ACC, so who would have thought? So when you look at your position and moving forward, now I understand, first of all, did your family have anything to do with your decision on going from Maryland to Vanderbilt? That's question one. You look at the position that you put yourself in now, do you feel this gives you the best opportunity to possibly get drafted and go to the NFL?
So my family, they were all for my decision. They were happy about it. They're behind me as far as whatever I do. So that was an easy decision. They were right there with me. So as far as, the best opportunity, yeah, I'm going to be able to play as soon as I come in. Or I might have an opportunity to get on the field quick. So having a resume of playing 3 years in the SEC, as a defensive lineman, you get the right numbers and just, if you can play 3 years to 4 years of real playing time in the SEC, you're definitely going to go to the league. Like, that's hands down. You see it year in, year out. Best players come from the SEC, too.
No, and I see LJ DeLeon. He's telling me, no, don't take this to the heart. He says Vanderbilt will be trash for quite some time, and then he writes, no, it has been Bama. What? And I said, and honestly, LJ, I'm going to be honest with you. Bama has been the best regular season team in the last 5 years, but how many national titles have they won in the last 5 years? Let's be honest. How many? So you're talking about Clemson that's wiped the floor with them practically every single year,
Yeah, except the first time.
Except, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So again, yes, in the regular season, it's Bama. But in the championship games, I'm sorry, it's not Bama. Bama has, how many national titles have they won in the last 5 years?
2.
That's all that matters, though.
Clemson won 2, and then LSU just won this year. So
there you go.
That matters. The playoff play.
Yeah, and that's all that matters. And to me, Clemson's been the more dominant team in the playoffs than Alabama. Alabama's won 2 titles, but I still think Clemson's been the better school, the better program in my eyes, especially with Alabama. And you know this, Marcus. When you look at Alabama, they have the best opportunity to bring in the best recruits in the nation because they're Bama. It took
Every
a while.
year.
Yeah,
They don't have to recruit.
They don't. And Dabo Swinney, it took him years to build this team. It took him years to build a name, and he went to school. He went to Alabama. So again, it is more incredible what Clemson has done than Bama.
So, Marcus, your team actually made history a couple of weeks ago. They had the first female player in a Power 5 game in Sarah Fuller. She kicked off to start the second half. It was making great headlines. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Oh, that was special. Whenever history is made, it's special. I thought, that was something, especially, for me going there, that being history made at my school, that's great.
By the way, LJ said, I'll definitely be watching for you now. I'll tell folks that's a down-to-earth guy. That's what he said about you. So
I'll be chilling, man.
Yeah, man, you're gonna be, first of all, man, you're gonna have you're gonna have a lot of fun in Vanderbilt. I'm sure you will. Vanderbilt's a beautiful school. It really is. It's big. I've been to Vanderbilt years and years ago. I used to travel as a DJ. And I had the opportunity to go travel. I've seen a ton of colleges. Have you ever been to UNLV? Have you ever seen UNLV?
Vegas?
Yes, Vegas.
I drove near it, but I've never been there.
I actually got a chance to walk on campus. It is beautiful over there. Absolutely. And the women over there, oh, my God. Forget about it. My eyes are like goggles, man. I mean, I sweat. I'm going to have to get like windshield wipers on it, man. It's unbelievable how beautiful the women are over there. It's definitely my eyes. Also, Arizona. Arizona has Arizona State and Arizona, beautiful schools. So, and I've been to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's very big. It's a very Christian school. It's a very Christian school. They got a church not far, like right on campus, like right off the campus. It's beautiful over there. So it's sensational. As you guys know, we are talking to Vanderbilt defensive tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. So if you were to tell all the Vanderbilt fans something about you, something that stands out about you that they are going to looking forward to watching you play, what is the thing that you can tell the Vanderbilt fans that could change their mind about Vanderbilt football?
I'm gonna make it a show. It has to be a show when I'm out there. It has to. If you were to come to one of my high school games, like it's all antics, it's gonna be energy. It's not just this whatever they're used to seeing, there's gonna be something a little different.
You know what, Marcus, I love you, man. And I love when you come on our show. I'm looking forward to watching you play for Vanderbilt now, not Maryland. And I can't wait. By the way, I'm gonna read what he wrote to me right here. So do you plan on putting on a little more weight to assist with the banging of the SEC?
Wait, what did he say?
He said, LJ DeLeon says, so do you plan on putting on a little more weight to assist with the banging of the SEC?
Well, weight's not necessarily, you just got to physically be able to hold up. Right, your muscles, your body got to be able to endure. It's not necessarily about weight or your frame, right? Because I already sit at 270. I could go play in an SEC game just off of weight if my body was shaped out right, lifting and all of that thing. So weight's not really a problem. It's just I got to be able to lift and get my muscles, muscle endurance up. And then, I'll probably go up about 10 pounds. So I'll probably play next year around, 6'4", 280, 285. But I won't be something super heavy. I play with I want to still feel athletic and, like that. I'm not one of those big fat guys that's about to sit in the middle.
Well, you're a big dude, and I know you love the gym because the last time we interviewed you, you were outside the gym hanging up on the curbside. So I remember this guy lives in the gym, the gym. We'll call it the gym. That's
the only way you're gonna get better.
And by the way, LJ says solid answer. So he loves you, man. You're getting fans. You see what I'm saying?
What other questions he got? I can answer anything he got.
Any questions you guys have, you can post it up. We will we'll give him, we'll read it off to him so he can answer it for you guys. But what team are you excited to play in the SEC? Obviously, Bama is everybody's favorite because.
I was about to say Alabama. We played in my sophomore year, but probably we don't play LSU. I wanted to play LSU. That was my team growing up. Well, that was my team until this year. That record is not looking the best.
Has a lot to do with a lot of the players because of COVID-19. That's why.
Probably, I guess Georgia. I mean, it's the SEC. Like I'm more looking forward to matchups. Whoever's the best. Whoever they got ranked as the best, guard or tackle or whatever offensive lineman.
So, Marcus, is there if you were to name one NFL coach that you would want to play for the most?
Me.
Whether it's somebody current in the league or even in the past that you grew up watching their teams, who would it be and why?
Coach, maybe probably Belichick. Like, it's Bill Belichick.
Yo, come on.
He's one of the best.
I loved you. And then all of a sudden he is Bill Belichick.
He's one of the best defensive minds. You gotta, like, it's Belichick. You gotta, if you're a defensive guy.
If you get drafted by the New England Patriots, I'm going to choke you, okay? I'm going to choke you. I'm going to go all the way over there to Vanderbilt, and I'm going to choke you.
I want to get drafted to, like, the Raiders or something like that.
I want you to get drafted by the Jets. I like your personality. You'd be perfect for my green and white, okay? I want to see you and Trevor Lawrence in Gang Green.
Oh, yeah, Trevor, yeah.
I would love to see you over there with your personality, your attitude, your swagger. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Jets have players like you, guys that don't hold back and feel what they say and say what they want to say. And I don't care if I'm fat, skinny, muscular. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to beat the hell out of you. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I want to hear. I'm a New Yorker, and I want you to come over there. I don't care where you're from, South, West, North, East, Middle Eastern. I don't care where you are. You come to New York. I'm fat, skinny, turtle looking like, I don't know, a donkey. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to beat the hell out of you. That's what I want to hear. That's what I like. LJ says Ed O isn't that good of a coach.
What'd you say?
Ed O,
Ed Orgeron, yeah.
Ed O isn't that good of a coach. That's what he says.
I mean, he won a natty, but I mean, coaches aren't as important as you think they are.
I agree with you, by the way.
They're not. At the end of the day, players still got to play. Like, there's no coaching for a lot of the stuff that happens. Like, you think you can coach, like, what Aaron Donald is doing, you cannot take credit for stuff like that.
You
got a player like Devontae Smith just went for 300 yards. The coach, like, what are you going to say? Yeah, I gave him a drill to get those 300 yards. There's nothing you can say. He did that with ability. There's nothing you can say.
And he says, LJ says it's in my opinion. And he says, LOL. Well,
I mean, I haven't really looked into that. Like, I know about some of these coaches out here, though. I know
That's all
about
you
some
need.
of these
That's all
coaches.
you need to come to New York, man. You need to come to New York. I mean,
Yeah, so there's a lot of great coaches.
no, not a lot
Yeah,
of
there's
good coaches.
actually there are some good coaches out there, but you know it depends
Are we
on.
talking about the same New York?
Maybe he was referring to college football.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
There's some
God!
coaches out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's some coaches out there. It's a few good coaches out there.
Yeah, well, please lead them to the Jets because Adam Gase has been an absolute horror. Okay, I mean, you want to throw up. Every time I throw up, I think, or I have to take a crap, I think of Adam Gase. Okay, that's what I.
At least y'all getting Lawrence.
Well, we don't know if we're going to get Lawrence because the Jets seem every single week with the last 40 or 50 seconds of a game, they're in the lead. I mean, they almost lost Lawrence this past week if it wasn't for Greg Williams, and then they fired Greg Williams the next day. So
Now, cause they gotta make sure they get Lawrence.
Well, they need to make sure that they pull up their diapers. That's what they need to make sure. They've been absolutely horrendous, man. You want to talk about a horror of a story. Where did you play high school ball? That's what he asked you.
High school,
Mhm.
Quince Orchard High School. Yeah.
Did you guys have a season this year with high school football? I know it's different with each state.
Nobody play. Well, some schools in Maryland played this year, but we didn't play. Our league didn't play.
Well, that gives you health. That gives you opportunity to train even harder for the college season. So I could see why you're sitting back and watching college football and not having a high school season where you probably say, you know what, I think I'm better off going to Vanderbilt. I have a better chance of succeeding being an NFL prospect than going over to Maryland where the defensive line has not had a good season this year. Their defense, which everybody expected to be better than they were this year, has been an absolute bust. I could see why you decided after getting the opportunity to watch the teams and getting, watching the coaching and everything like that, why you decided to go to Vanderbilt.
Most definitely. And then just because I could have went, when people speak on my decision, I could have went almost anywhere. It was just, finding the best fit for me.
Well,
you could. What'd you say?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, just looking at Vanderbilt. Right now it's a lot you could really say that's not good, but I know where it's going, so you just gotta watch.
Well, I love you, man. You know I love you. I follow you, and I want you to do well wherever you go, and I want you to succeed. I want you to get into the NFL. I want you to go to Gangrene. I want you to go to the Jets, not Bill Belichick. I want you to go to the Jets, okay? All right, because you're one of my favorites, and I want you to go over there. I want you to talk the crap that you talk right now, going to college football as you are as Gangrene, and I want you to go out there and I want you to tell the press to go kiss your ass. How's that sound?
I mean, I like the media too, though. Only if I'll probably only say something like that. They start asking ignorant questions.
Well, if you ever have the opportunity to come, because we work the press, and you ever have the opportunity to talk to the press over here, you can't. I can't wait to hear what they're going to say to you and what you're going to say back to them, because you're not going to like them. They're a bunch of morons, half of the people out here. So they're ignorant, stupid, and dumb.
I'll tell somebody their question stupid. I don't care.
Oh, their questions are dumb.
I'll tell somebody their question stupid.
That's what I love about you, man. I want you to come to the Jets because I want you to tell them to go F themselves. You know what? Go F yourself. Next question. You're an idiot. Next question. See, if I was a football player, that's what I would do. Every question that they ask me, if I didn't like it, next question, you're a moron. You're an idiot. You're dumb. You're stupid. All right. Thanks for the questions. I'm out. Goodbye. That's what I'd say. I don't get along with anybody when it comes to the premise. I tell them to go after themselves. Anyways, Marcus, I'm happy to have you on. I want to get you on again when the season starts for Vanderbilt. You're a great man. I want you to succeed, and I want you to do well, and I want you to get drafted. I want you to invite me to your draft party. I'll DJ your draft party. We'll have a lot of fun, and I'll bring the ladies. How's that sound?
It sounds good. I love it.
All right. Yeah. What do you like? Brunettes, blondes? What do you like? Asians, Haitians? Puerto Ricans, Dominicans? What do you like?
I don't discriminate, but I love my chocolate though.
I love my
don't
chocolate
discriminate,
too. I like chocolate pudding. I'm being serious too. So absolutely, Marcus, tell the fans how they can find you on social media.
I'm actually about to switch my handle, but y'all can go right now. Right. At Good Bars Only on Instagram and GBO Mark on Twitter. But I'm about to switch both of those. So just get on there now. Follow me now. So you already in tune.
Good. When you change that, you follow me on my social media, so I know it's you. How's that sound?
Of course. That's easy.
Well,
easy money.
Easy money, man. It is easy money, and you're easy money. I'm looking forward to watching you play. You're one of my favorites. We've interviewed over 100 recruits in the last couple of months, and Devin, Kirkwood, all of you guys. There was like 4 or 5 of you that really stood out to me that I really, really like. I love the fact that when you came out, and you were sitting on the curb. He's like, and you could tell. You can tell it doesn't matter where you're sitting and the way you are, you're going to be who you are. And that's what I love about you.
He was I think when I had him on when I was testing him, he was like walking around on the sidewalks like that with his phone in his hand. I remember that. That was one of the first video feed interviews we did.
Yeah.
He was just walking around right outside the gym.
It was great. Yes. Also, what's his name again? Ashford.
Yes, Al Ashford.
Al Ashford from Wisconsin. Awesome kid.
Yeah.
Awesome kid. And you guys are the next big things. And I hope all 3 of you go to the NFL and go to the Jets. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we got Devin Kirkwood, we get Mr. Marcus Bradley, and we get Al Ashford. I would love you 3 on the Jets. Personalities, great personalities, funny, outgoing, and don't give a crap. I love you guys.
Well, Al's a Giants fan, so we're pushing for that.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Al is going to the Jets. Al is going to the Jets. So is Mr. Bradley, and so is Mr. Kirkwood. Okay? All gangrene. Marcus, thank you for joining us, bud.
Thank you.
Marcus Bradley, ladies and gentlemen. Vanderbilt. Yes, Vanderbilt recruit. I love the kid. I absolutely love the kid.
Mm-hmm.
He is great. Great personality. Awesome. And by the way, LJ D. Leon says you'd get called a locker room issue and get fined heavily. LOL. And then LJ says, I'm an admin in ESD, by the way. Saw y'all's podcast, shared, figured I'd check it out. First of all, LJ, thank you for joining us. We are not a podcast. If you want to check us out, download our app. We have a beautiful app on iOS. I'm going to write it down for you. On iOS, which is Apple, you go to the application store, you jot down WWSRN, or Android. You can find us at Worldwide Sports Radio Network. There we go. That's on Android. So download our app. Tell all the fans to download our app. Every time we go live, we have shows around the country. It's not just here in Long Island. We're based out of Long Island, New York. We got shows all around the world. We have all different shows from football, baseball, hockey. We get all these special guests. We get all the writers on the shows. We get ex-NFL athletes. We get all the top recruits. We want you guys to download the app. Tell your fans to download the app. We really appreciate you guys joining us. LJ, I hope you listen to us every single day. All the different shows we have. My show is on Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. New York Eastern Time. And we have a show on the FM dial out here in Long Island on 103.9. Me and Eric Coleman, the ex-New York Jet and Atlanta Falcon and a Detroit Lion. We do a show out here every single Saturday. And you can definitely check that out too. If you have the app, you can actually check it out on the app. So we really appreciate you tuning in. We're still in. Are we going to get Josh back on the phone?
No, Josh said he left to go to eat dinner or something.
Oh,
like
what a woman. I mean, seriously, what women? Anyways, I want to finish up the show and get into the NBA. And this whole James Harden thing is really annoying. Okay, all you fans out there that enjoy watching James Harden. Now, I remember a couple of months ago, somebody and I'm not going to name a particular guy, that said, James Harden, I would take James Harden over Allen Iverson, okay? And he knows who I'm talking about. Allen Iverson is one of the greatest point guards, two guards in the NBA and in NBA history. James Harden has really been a smoke show the last couple of years. Now, he's a fabulous player. Everybody loves him because he's got great ball handling skills. He can shoot. He can get to the line at will. He's unbelievable. What has James Harden won? What has he won? They bring his biggest buddy, his best buddy for 1 year to come and play with him with the Houston Rockets. They did nothing in the playoffs. Matter of fact, they choked in the playoffs. Then they traded their buddy, his buddy, to the Washington Bullets, the Washington Wizards, whatever they're called now. I always call them the Bullets because that's what I would remember. I don't even care. They traded him to the Washington Wizards for John Wall and draft picks. Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. James Harden finally shows up to OTAs, practices, or whatever the hell they call it now. Preseason starts on Friday, and he's been practically pushing himself out because he wants to be traded to the Nets. Now, I can take a step back right now and say that James Harden going to the Nets makes them a championship competitive team in the Eastern Conference. But that's far from the truth. Because if you trade for James Harden, you're going to have to give up not only draft picks, you're going to have to give up Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Allen. So you're going to have to give up 5 players for 1. And right now, if you look at their bench, they're not a very strong bench. A matter of fact, one of the weakest parts, one of the weakest links to the Brooklyn Nets moving forward this year is their bench play. And trading for James Harden, yes, it gives you another superstar. It gives you a guy that you can take on and off the bench. He could be your 6th man again. But why would you do that if you're going to spend the money that you're going to spend on him? You're going to have to pay him probably $30 million this year. And you're giving up practically your whole bench. So it doesn't make sense why the Nets would want him. Now, Kevin Durant the other day, when they interviewed him with the press, he says that we have not been speaking about him going to the Nets, which is a crock of you-know-what, okay? Because everybody knows that before Kyrie Irving decided to come to the Brooklyn Nets, he made sure that Kevin Durant was going to follow right behind him. Everybody knows that. So why would you think, knowing that Kevin Durant practices and trains with James Harden in the offseason, that Kevin Durant wasn't talking to James Harden? And why is it coming out from not only his agent, from friends of him, speaking to the press, stating that he does not want to play for Houston anymore? He wants to be traded to the Nets. Why is that coming out?
He's also said the 76ers, too, is another option for him. But he definitely wants out, that's for sure.
LJ says the answer was so good, he beat 15 years, LOL. Governor couldn't even help himself. R.I.P. Thompson. And then he writes, they are wasting their whole young core. They have. And you're absolutely right. Why would you trade Karis LeVert, Allen, and Spencer Dinwiddie, who's becoming a star? He's becoming a star. He was the biggest catch, as far as I'm concerned, since Sean Marks has taken over this organization.
Right, and that was the reason they were competitive for a while. They were a playoff team, I think, twice, and then they were better than a lot of people thought each year. People thought they were going to be the worst team in the East for several different seasons.
And why would you want to be traded? Okay, let's say you get traded to the Nets. Okay, and right now, I think Houston, adding John Wall, and you have DeMarcus Cousins, if he can stay healthy, that's a pretty good squad. And they have a better bench than the Brooklyn Nets. They're a better all-around team than the Brooklyn Nets. I don't care if Kevin Durant's there, and I don't care if you don't know what Kevin Durant's going to be this year coming off an injury that bad. An Achilles? No player ever comes back 100%.
And then there's the great head coach of Steve Nash.
And then you have a rookie coach, and Amari Stoudemire is your bench coach. Oh, and by the way, Mike D'Antoni, who was your coach with Houston, who you didn't get along with. That's why you got fired, because you didn't get along with Mike D'Antoni. So why would you go to another squad that's going to play the same type of offense? Yes, you succeeded with, but you failed with as well. How would that make sense? It doesn't make sense. And that's the problem when you look at the big picture moving forward for James Harden. Now, I love James Harden. I think he's a great player. Is he Allen Iverson? No, he's not. I don't even think he's Russell Westbrook.
No. Russell Westbrook's been well-rounded his whole career.
Russell Westbrook's going to go to the Wizards, and he's going to change that organization completely around. You have that guy, that kid Deny. You have some good young players.
Yeah,
you have Bradley Beal over there, one of the best wing shooters in the NBA. I mean, you're probably going into a better position being that you're going to the Eastern Conference, one. And two, you're going to a team that I believe is an up-and-coming team and very well coached.
And they're very deep, too. We saw it. I think they had 7 guys that had 10 points or more per game off the bench, too. They had a lot of good young players, a lot of the second-round picks, a lot of undrafted guys that really played well for them last year. And Russell Westbrook's going to a team of a coach that he used to be with, who he actually liked. So, yeah, big difference there.
And LJ says Eric Snow, Kyle Korver, Mutombo, he had nobody. Allen Iverson's just talking about. And you're absolutely right. And this is what my argument with a.k.a. Mr. Eric Coleman, my argument with him is Allen Iverson took the 76ers to the finals. Not once, but twice. Twice. With Eric Coleman. Yes, the old Eric Coleman. Derek Coleman, I'm sorry. Derek Coleman, Eric Snow, Kyle Korver, Dikembe Mutombo on his low. I mean, he had nobody.
Yeah, he was, 40 years old at that time or something like that?
Harden played with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Harden played with Chris Paul. Harden then played with Russell Westbrook again. It doesn't matter how many points he drops. It doesn't matter what he does in the regular season or how many MVPs he wins. It's all about the playoffs. Nobody gives a crap about the NBA regular season.
Allen Iverson also was a dominant starting player his whole career, whereas Harden, he was a very good sixth man for a while, but he was a sixth man. That has to mean something when you're judging the rise of your career versus Allen Iverson, who was a dominant point guard for pretty much his whole career.
Allen Iverson's one of the best guards in NBA history. And I'm not going to say Harden won't turn into being one of those guys either. Here's the thing. Who's a better defender, Allen Iverson or James Harden? The answer is Allen Iverson. Who is a better ball handler, Allen Iverson or James Harden? The answer, Allen Iverson. Who is a better player going to the hole, going to the rim? Who's a better all-around offensive player? The answer, Allen Iverson. Who's a better three-point shooter? I would give James Harden. Yeah. James Harden is a better three-point shooter. That's about it.
That's the only thing.
That's about it. For anybody to compare James Harden to Allen Iverson is an absolute disgrace.
And Allen Iverson doesn't get away with an average of 5 travels a game either.
It's a disgrace. Who made Michael Jordan fall on his ass? Not once, but twice. Okay? Michael Jordan, and you can watch The Last Dance. You can watch whatever you want. Ask Michael Jordan when you pull him to the side. And I never sat with Michael Jordan and had a conversation with him, but I've seen him in so many documentaries. Who was the hardest player to defend against in his prime? And one of those guys was Allen Iverson. Now, let me ask you a question. In his prime, do you think James Harden can make Michael Jordan fall on his ass? The answer is no. Ask Allen Iverson, who's the best ball handler in the NBA right now? And the answer would be Kyrie Irving. Okay? If you want to say that Kyrie Irving is a better ball handler than Allen Iverson, then you have an argument. But here's the thing. Kyrie Irving couldn't win without LeBron James. Kyrie Irving couldn't win without anybody. I mean, Kyrie Irving went to the Celtics as the number one guy. What did he do over there? Nothing.
They were better the year before when he was hurt.
LJ says they made AI's killer crossover illegal and allow Harden to play hopscotch. You're absolutely right.
Hence the point I just said if he gets away with 5 travels a game.
LeBron James does too. A lot of these NBA players do. A lot of these players do. The game is completely different. And if Michael Jordan or AI played in a time of basketball now, they'd be even better players. They'd be even more unstoppable. There's no argument. I'm not telling you, all you fans that love James Harden, and there's a lot. And by the way, Eric Coleman is a huge James Harden fan, and there's no question that he is. And I'm not going to take a shot at who he roots for. But James Harden is not a winner. He's never been. And you're going to say, well, what did AI do? AI took two really bad 76er teams with no superstars playing beside them to NBA championships. NBA championships. And you want to say Coach Larry Brown? Larry Brown would have never been who he was if it wasn't for AI. Larry Brown, his career was crap until he went to the 76ers. Then he went to Detroit. His career completely changed when he coached Allen Iverson. That's a fact. And you could go look at statistics. You could go look at Larry Brown as an NBA coach. And LJ says, the only thing I like better about today's game is the big men are more versatile with their shots selection. Absolutely right. I agree. There is no big man in the NBA anymore. You have to shoot threes. If you want to succeed in the NBA, you got to shoot. You have to hit those 17, 18-foot jumpers. And when need be, you got to shoot those threes.
That's why a lot of the European big men, too, are becoming a lot more prevalent in the NBA than ever before because that's their game. They have a very finesse-style three-point shooting type of game, and that's why you're seeing a lot of these prospects, including what you were mentioning earlier with Denny Avdija for the Wizards, too. He might be another one of those guys, too. He's, 6'10" or something like that? He can shoot the three.
Ask anybody that comes from Europe who they tried to mimic their game, in the past. All the point guards that have come out. Ntilikina, when he was drafted, he asked him who his favorite player was growing up, and the answer was Allen Iverson. These are not lies. Allen Iverson was every point guard's dream. He was as good a point guard, as good a two guard in the NBA we've seen in history. I mean, he changed the game. His crossover changed the game. His implement to his offense to defense changed the game. He is the epiphany, what we expect basketball players to be. Kyrie Irving, the James Hardens, the Russell Westbrooks, all the point guards that you have seen that have come into the league, all of them try to mimic the game of Allen Iverson. That's a fact. And Tim Hardaway, too. Yes, Tim Hardaway had a great crossover, too. You can't take that away, Tim Hardaway. But Tim Hardaway wasn't Allen Iverson. No, he wasn't. Tim Hardaway was great, but he wasn't Allen Iverson. And I love Tim Hardaway, too, even though I couldn't stand him when he played the Knicks on Miami. But, it's just a shame when you look at the NBA and where the NBA is going and all these NBA players demanding where they're going to go. I mean, I know a lot of people want to point their finger at LeBron James, but this isn't all about LeBron James. This is, you want to point your finger, you want to hate LeBron because he's changed the game. All the greats changed the games. Magic Johnson changed the games in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Jordan changed the game in the 90s. In the late 90s, Shaquille O'Neal changed the game of the big man, the dominance of the big man.
Tim Duncan did, too.
Yeah, well, he was the power forward, the rebounder, the banker, the guy that played defense. He was a multi-talented player. And then you look at the new 2000s, you have the Kobe Bryants. You have the LeBron Jameses. They changed the game. And again, every sport changes. The rules change now. Every single thing changes because of the different aspects of the game. And players try to find another way to make the game faster, better, stronger. Carl says AI was awesome. LJ says, and Jamal Crawford. And then Carl says Kobe. And then Carl says change it. And so he changed it. But again, when I look at James Harden, when he's demanding where he wants to go to the Nets, he's demanding. I thought he was going to sit out the whole practice, the whole whatever preseason, whatever they're calling this right now, before they start the season. And to me, James Harden is a complete joke. He's embarrassing himself because Kevin Durant already embarrassed himself. He already embarrassed himself before the season even started. Everything that he says, and I don't believe anything Kevin Durant says, because after that whole Twitter, what do they call that?
Twitter accounts.
The Twitter accounts that he had and claiming that he wasn't under those Twitter accounts.
Yeah,
why does Kevin Durant still have a job? And the 76ers GM lost his job. What's the 76ers name? D'Angelo?
Brian Colangelo.
Colangelo lost his job because he had all these different Twitter accounts. And Kevin Durant is getting away with all the crap that he does on and off the court. It's embarrassing. Harden should go to the Bulls. That's what he says. Won't happen. but would like it. Why would you want Harden to go to the Bulls? Right now, the Bulls have one of the best young coaches in the NBA. And in my eyes, he's one of the best. And I love Donovan because he's from Long Island. He's very well. He's won championships. He's won national titles. Look what he did with OKC, with the young team that he had. He went to Chicago. They've got a bunch of good young players. And Adam and Levine, what's his name?
Lauri Markkanen.
Markkanen. They've got a bunch of good young players. And I didn't like Williams, who they drafted, but I who knows? Maybe he turns out to be a player that fits Donovan's offense and his defense. LJ says he only came back because he knew John Wall was going to be the voice at the practices and steal the team. LOL.
Maybe, but we'll never know.
I believe that James Harden will be traded in the middle of a season. I do believe he'll be traded, and I believe he'll be traded where he wants. He'll go to the Nets. But in the long run, the Nets are going to be making the biggest mistake of their organization and a team moving forward. It was a big mistake letting go of Kenny Atkinson, and I think it's a huge mistake by Sean Marks. And I love Sean Marks. I think he's a great GM. I really do. I think he's smart. He knows what he's doing. But bringing in Steve Nash, a rookie coach, makes absolutely no sense. Then you're bringing in your assistant coaches like D'Antoni and Amari Stoudemire. What do those guys won? Steve Nash never won a championship. You're putting three guys, your three lead coaches on the bench that have never won a championship. Never. None of them. It doesn't matter how good of players they were and how good of an offensive coach Mike D'Antoni is. He's never won anything. They have never won anything. Steve Nash has never coached. And he's going to a team that it's expected to win the Eastern Conference this year.
And your offense isn't as creative anymore because now other teams are doing it too. So, yeah, good luck, Mike D'Antoni.
It just and by the way, LJ says you can't maintain those three contracts. You're absolutely right.
We know.
But they're not doing that. What's going to happen is if they bring in James Harden, they're going to have to give up matching contracts to fit James Harden's contract this year. And I don't think they're going to be able to re-sign James Harden next year. So they're going to have to win this year. And if they don't, they gave up all those prospects and all those picks, a.k.a. the Boston Celtics trade, which really ran and it's starting moving in that same direction.
Yeah.
It really is.
8 years later, deja vu. Have fun not having another first round pick until 2028 or something like that.
It's moving in the same area of the world, but just now, not with New Jersey, it's Brooklyn. Well, it actually was Brooklyn. It was the first year of Brooklyn.
First year of Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Brooklyn, whatever. Kevin Durant washed up. Paul Pierce washed up. The Jet washed up. Now you're looking at Kevin Durant. Now, I'm not saying Kevin Durant is washed up. He's a better player than all three of those players coming to the Nets. We don't know what he is. And Kyrie Irving, forget about it. The guy thinks the earth is flat. I'm surprised he doesn't think his you-know-what is flat. Okay? The guy's a moron.
I'm surprised he doesn't think the basketball court is like 3D or something like
The
that.
guy's a moron, okay? He's an absolute moron. And he comes to New York and he says, I never wanted to be a Knick. I grew up a New Jersey Net fan. Good for you because of Jason Kidd. All right, Jason Kidd. And now you have Steve Nash coaching you. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Carl Falk says, is Paul Pierce available? He says, is Paul Pierce available? Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, take him away from being an analyst because he's horrible at that.
Then get Rondo as a backup.
I think Rondo already signed, I think, with the Clippers already. So.
It's incredible. It's absolutely an embarrassment. The Nets are going to be we're going to be talking about the Nets all season long, but not for the good. I bet you for the bad. Because even though Kyrie Irving has said that he's not going to speak to the press, it's going to make it even more worse when they're starting to lose games and they're going to depend on Kevin Durant to open his mouth.
I just can't wait for
I'm scared what Kevin Durant is going to say.
I just can't wait for the sole purpose of that'll take a lot of the bad attention off the Knicks because the Knicks always get it.
Well, the attention with the Knicks is just they're going to be bad, but they're going to have some good young players, the Obi Toppins, the RJ Barrett. You want to see RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson develop the way they expect him to be, and Tom Thibodeau teach them defense. This has been a problem for the New York Knicks really since the 90s. The Knicks have not played defense. They've been one of the worst defensive teams I've ever seen in any sport. They're that bad. And I think Thibs will not let you play unless you play defense. And that's what I love about Tom Thibodeau coming to the New York Knicks. He is going to preach defense, and he's going to preach and demand that the New York Knicks and the young players play the game the way he wants them to play, or they're not going to play.
No selfish play, move the ball, stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be something he's going to stress. And that's another reason, too, I don't think they're going to end up trading Ntilikina, even though he's in a lot of those trade rumors, too, because I think he'll fit as a wing defender for that.
I don't know what the Knicks are going to do as far as the point guard position. I think that if the season were to start right now, I start Frank Ntilikina. I start Frank Ntilikina. He's the best wing defender they have. And to me, I think he has tremendous upside. He looked the best, as far as I'm concerned, in different parts of the season last year. I liked the way he played. Ntilikina is finally developing. He's only 21 years old, and we're finally seeing some development. If he becomes a 10 and 8 guy who is a shutdown defender, I would take that as my point guard. Absolutely. If he shuts down every single guard, every single top guard in the league, or at least cut him down to 25, 20 points, I would absolutely keep Ntilikina. The problem right now with the New York Knicks is they have so many big guys. They have so much size, so much young size with Randall, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson. They all these wing guys that they have. The question is, how is Thibodeau going to implement them in his offense? That's going to be the interesting thing, and how the Knicks move forward. All in all, I think the biggest laughingstock of New York this year is going to be the Nets, because I don't trust Steve Nash to do the right thing. I don't trust D'Antoni. We've seen what D'Antoni could do in New York. Okay, he did it with the Knicks. He was horrendous. He was absolutely horrendous. And Amari Stoudemire, I love Amari. I absolutely love the guy. The problem with Amari is past his time. He's not an NBA coach, nor what is he going to do? Teach defense? What is he? He's not teaching offense, because that's D'Antoni's position.
Well, we know Mike D'Antoni's not going to teach defense.
So what is Amari Stoudemire going to teach? I mean, is he your defensive coordinator? If he's your defensive coordinator, oh my God. I don't know what this team's going to look at. Steve Nash never played defense in his life. Mike D'Antoni doesn't preach defense.
James Harden doesn't play defense. Kyrie Irving doesn't play defense.
I mean, what defense is this team going to play? I mean, it's going to be a joke. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be fun to watch. And by the way, they picked the Nets to win on Christmas Day. Okay, who are they playing on Christmas Day? I forgot who they're playing.
Is that the Golden State game?
Yeah, the Golden State game. I think it's the Golden State game. They're not beating Golden State. They're not. Golden State to me.
They're playing the Celtics.
They're not beating the Celtics. They're not beating the Celtics, even without Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker won't be back until January. I mean, the end of January, February. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to see Kemba Walker for a couple of months. And even with that, I think to me, I'm more excited to watch Tatum play in that game than Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie Irving, the guy's injury prone. The guy doesn't shut up. Both guys don't shut up. And I can't wait. Guys, I can't wait. New York press, when Kyrie Irving gets attacked all over the newspapers and the radio shows out here, it's going to be really, really, really hard for Kyrie Irving to keep his mouth shut. Okay? It's going to be really, really hard, because Kyrie Irving doesn't ever keep his mouth shut. So he says he's not going to talk to the press this year. I think that's going to change as the season progresses.
What is the next thing he'll say? There's going to be a zombie apocalypse.
I have no idea. Guy's a moron. Steph Curry, who doesn't believe that we actually stood on the moon. I mean, these guys are ridiculous. They're absolutely shameful. I mean, go read your history or something.
I think after he said that, I think NASA jokingly endorsed he had
two idiots.
I think they asked him if they wanted a sponsorship or something like that.
Yeah, he says Carl says press will just ask about flat Earth and dinosaurs. Oh, by the way, he said there's no such thing as dinosaurs either. That's another thing that he said. There were no dinosaurs on this Earth. Meanwhile, there are bones that they find in the ground. So figure that one out.
Maybe we'll put Kyrie Irving in a dig a hole with a fossil in it and have him stay there.
He is a fossil.
Have him stay there for.
He is a fossil. Uncle, what does he call him? Uncle
Drew.
Uncle Drew. I mean, that's listen. I think Kyrie Irving, he has tremendous ability. I think Kyrie Irving is one of the most talented players in the NBA, but he'll never reach his expectations because the guy just doesn't shut up. He doesn't shut up and just play the game. And that's a huge, huge problem. Anyways, before we go, we have the Beef again. What's going on, Beef?
What's up, my friend? How are you?
Well, what's up, man? I know we ran you off, but I'll give a shout out to Marcus Bradley. What's going on, my friend?
So, I mean, watching that Cowboys game last night was just atrocious. I mean, their defense is just. I mean, the Jets could probably beat them right now. That's how bad they are.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Play each other. So that's what I'm saying right now. I mean, this. So to me, they need to fire this defensive coordinator at the end of the year. I really believe that, and they need to draft defense in the draft if they have a good pick. I don't think they should go offensive line. I think they should go defense.
I think in the first round they'll draft a defensive player. Probably.
Well, they probably have.
They can't draft a linebacker because they have too many. So it's not going to be a linebacker. I think.
They need a safety or a corner.
Yes, they need to go after corners. There's a lot of good corners in this year's draft. Not as good as last year's, but there are a lot of good corners. You could probably get a good corner in the second round this year. I think the first round is going to be full, in my eyes, of quarterbacks and receivers.
And even linebackers are actually strong in this draft, too, ironically.
And running backs, too.
They don't need a quarterback or a receiver. The receiving core is fine. So if they're going to have like a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick, they're not going to need any of those players.
Yeah.
They're going to have to go defense.
They should consider trading back in that case and try to get multiple picks.
But you did say there was a top offensive lineman in the draft, though.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Panay Sewell's the best one. There's 2.
He's gonna go 3 or 4.
Yeah, Texas A&M has a couple good ones.
The Cowboys are never gonna get him.
The kid Leatherwood from Alabama is another option if they want to go that direction. But he might even be there later.
Sewell is probably going 3.
Well, where are the Cowboys sitting right now?
I think 4. I think 4. 4 last time I checked. Yeah. Because I think it was the Jets, Jaguars, I think the Bengals, then the Cowboys.
Yep, and if the Bengals are drafting at 3, they're drafting Sewell.
Oh, yeah.
They're absolutely going to do that. They have Williams, who they got from Alabama. They put Sewell over there. They solidify their offense.
Yeah, they'll probably move Williams to the right side because he's had some trouble this year on the left.
But again, I think they should draft defense and they should fire this defensive coordinator.
I'm surprised they didn't do it in the middle of the season when they were at least still somewhat competitive.
Because Mike Nolan stinks.
Oh my God,
his defense is horrible.
Oh, by the way, Carl, one of our fans says Pollard is better than Elliott. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I don't know what he's smoking.
That's the guy who said that he was better. That Zeke was better than Kamara.
By the way, Pollard in certain aspects of his game has been better than Ezekiel Elliott this year. Believe it or not, I'm just telling you what I've seen. By the way,
whatever you want to think.
No, dude. You know what? You know what's funny is you don't realize that I am an Ezekiel Elliott fan. I love Ezekiel Elliott. But you're drunk to think that he is a top 10 running back in this league. He's not right now. He's not.
A bottom half of the league running back this year,
is not.
performance-wise this year.
You can't base his career off of one bad year.
We're saying this year. We're not saying overall. Even over his career, there's a lot of younger running backs that have surpassed him.
So he has one bad year, and he's not a top 10 running back anymore.
There's not a top running back that's had this bad of a year that we've seen.
That's a bunch of crap.
Curtis Martin never had a year like this.
That's a bunch of crap.
Curtis Martin never had a year like this, and you compare. You say he's better than a Curtis Martin.
Outside of injuries, who has had a year this bad among running backs that we consider top 5, top 10 running backs?
He's still a top 10 running back all around. So
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not.
You want to think that? You go right ahead.
He's not. Viv, I'm just being honest with you. He's not.
I'm being honest with you. You're wrong.
The Patriots, Harris is a better running back right now than Ezekiel Elliott.
No, he is not.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Harris is a better running back right now.
You're just going off the season. He's not a better running back than him.
Yes, he is. He's better this year.
He's not a better running back all around than him.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
he's
is.
not.
Yes, he
No,
is.
he's not. No,
Yes,
he's
he
not.
is.
He's not a better all-around running back.
Beeve, he is.
Sorry, you're wrong.
I'm wrong? Okay, so let's go to Harris's numbers right now. Let's go to Harris's number on New England.
While he's pulling that up.
Harris hasn't done this with me, and Harris hasn't had one good season like these.
He's a rookie. What are you talking about? He's a rookie.
Beef,
He's
also
not a better running back all around than him. Sorry, he's not.
Beef. Also, if you want to exclude Damian Harris, is he better than Derrick Henry? Is he better than Nick Chubb? Is he better than Dalvin Cook? And yes, he's better than Kamara. So don't give me that again. So you got that. Oh, really? Is he better than Aaron Jones? Like, he's not better than Aaron Jones either. Like,
yes, he is better. He's more talented. Aaron Jones. He's a better running back than Aaron Jones.
No, Aaron Jones has been relatively consistent his whole career. So
this guy's only touched the ball. This guy's only touched the ball 130 times this year. He has 653 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry. Tell me how many running backs in the league right now that touch the ball and carry the ball 5 yards a carry. Tell me, because Zeke Elliott does not.
Oh, we checked that.
He's not even close.
Zeke was at 3.9.
It's not even close. That's a lot. That's a huge difference, bud.
It's 1 yard difference.
It's
That's a lot for a large sample size.
That's huge, man. What are you talking about?
You guys got by all these freaking numbers, but you don't go by the talent of the player.
The talent of the player. Zeke Elliott doesn't fit Mike McCarthy's offense. Again, I'm going to tell you. If you want Mike McCarthy to be there, well, then you got to get rid of Ezekiel Elliott.
They're not going to get rid of Ezekiel.
Well, that's a big mistake because they're overpaying a $60 million running back that doesn't fit their coach's offense.
You want to keep thinking that? That's fine. You're wrong. So.
I'm wrong?
I don't care what you guys say. You guys are wrong.
I'm wrong. Okay. Let's look at the great Zeke stats, okay? All right. The great Zeke. Now, he has touched the ball almost 50 more times. 50 more times than Damian Harris. He has 784 yards, only 100 more yards than Damian Harris.
And 199 rushes, I think, is second in the NFL to Derrick Henry. So
3.9
judge that for yourself.
3.9 and 5 touchdowns. You think that he's better right now than Damian Harris?
Yes.
You're on drugs. Oh, let's
you're going off by this year. That's what you're going off by.
All right, let's go. Let's go to Alvin Kamara. Okay, Alvin Kamara, who you say Zeke is better. All right, he's touched the ball 60 less times than Zeke. 143. Listen to this: 673 yards, averaging 4.7 yards a carry and 9 touchdowns. It's not even close.
Beav, I'll do you one better. An undrafted rookie in James Robinson for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 968 yards and 7 touchdowns on that terrible team.
Yeah, so let's go see what he does 3 years straight, 4 years straight. He's not going to have those numbers anymore.
Who, Alvin Kamara?
Kamara?
No, not Kamara, the other guy.
Oh, Robinson? Yeah, we'll see. But this year, he's really done a great job for it.
He's a rookie. James Robinson is a rookie.
Undrafted rookie.
He's a rookie. Damian Harris is a rookie. They're rookies. They're babies.
He's not going to touch the numbers Zeke had in his rookie year.
Oh, my God. What drugs are you on, man?
Yes, he also didn't have the greatest offensive line in the league.
What drugs? I know you love Ezekiel Elliott, and that's great. That's great. You make Ezekiel Elliott out to be God's gift to the world.
And you guys now play him like he's the worst running back ever.
We're not saying he's a below average running back, but he's performed that way this year, and he's definitely performed down to the extent where he's not top 10 anymore.
People have bad years.
Again, name me a running back that is maybe thought of to most people as top 10 that has had as bad of a year where they have been healthy.
Carl Falk says David Montgomery is averaging more yards a carry this year than Zeke. Ha ha ha.
And Chicago's line is terrible too.
Okay, so put any of those running backs on this Cowboys offensive line.
The Chicago line is terrible too.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Damian Harris right now is playing on a line with missing like 3 or 4 starters right now. 3 or 4 starters. He is running 5 yards a carry. He's getting 5 yards a carry. Do you know how hard that is? Do you know how hard that is? Zeke has never averaged 5 yards a carry once in his career. Not once. Go look at his numbers.
He doesn't have those numbers if he's on the Cowboys, I guarantee.
I guarantee you he does. As a matter of fact, if he carries the ball 99 times, he'll have better numbers. Better numbers.
Not on the Cowboys.
He would have better numbers.
And you want to know something too? Because he's also a good pass catching back, he would be a better fit for Mike McCarthy too.
Zeke is a good passer. They don't use him that
He's
way.
not a great route runner for a guy that has good speed. He's not an agility. He's not a
You
great
should
route
have
runner.
never got rid of Jason Garrett. He fits Jason Garrett's offense. Okay, so here we go. Let's just look at numbers because numbers mean everything. Okay, let's go to Zeke's numbers last year. Okay. Zeke's numbers last year. Bringing them up for you, Mr. Beef. All right. Here we go. numbers last year. That would be 2019. Ezekiel Elliott had 1357, 12 touchdowns. He averaged yards per carry
4.5.
4.5, which is a lot more than what he's doing right now in Mike
3.9,
McCarthy's
yeah.
3.9. Catching percentage is up this year. I mean, last year, 76%. I mean, every single one of his numbers is better with Jason Garrett than Mike McCarthy. Go look. His best year, I mean, his best years was 2018. I mean, it was his best year.
Even receiving it, 567 yards on 77 catches, which is
81% catching. You should have never got rid of Jason Garrett. I've been saying this over and over and over again. Moom. You make the sounds all you want. It's true.
No, Jason Garrett was a terrible head coach.
Okay,
Garrett is.
They wouldn't be much different.
Hold on. Garrett is a terrible head coach. Is the Giants right now in a playoff spot?
Are the Giants in the playoff spot?
Are the Giants in a playoff spot? Did the Giants just beat the Seattle Seahawks with a backup quarterback? What do you mean not because of Jason Garrett? Are you kidding me? Go read what they've written about Jason Garrett. Oh my God. Oh my God.
There were some questionable play calls, but it
always is with a coach.
He considering the circumstances. I know the Seahawks defense is bad, but considering the circumstances, he coached a decent game with Colt McCoy.
Let me tell you, if Jason Garrett was the head coach of the Giants wouldn't even be sniffing the
They
playoffs.
probably wouldn't. We're not denying that, but I'm
Really?
saying
The Giants wouldn't be sniffing the playoffs. How many times in the last 5 years did the Cowboys make the playoffs when Jason Garrett was running the team? How many times? How many times did Jason Garrett take the Cowboys to the playoffs in the last 5 years?
Twice. That was it.
Twice?
Yeah.
Twice. Mm-hmm. All right, so twice. How many times? Now, let me ask you this question. How many times do you think Mike McCarthy has taken a team without a top quarterback into the playoffs?
He's only coached the Packers, right?
As a head coach, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
He had Flynn. Did they make the playoffs when they had Flynn?
Yeah, remember Matt Flynn came back in 2013. Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and they were winning some key games down the stretch, including against the Cowboys.
But did they make the playoffs?
Yeah, they did.
I don't think they did.
Yes, they did. Mm-hmm. They had that great game against the Bears at the end of the season with the Randall Cobb touchdown. That was that year. Yeah, they squeaked in at 8-7-1, but then they lost in the playoffs to the 49ers.
So Mike McCarthy will get there with a healthy team. The Dallas team is unhealthy.
You're on drugs. You're on drugs.
The defense is depleted. Their offensive line is depleted. They don't have a starting quarterback. Don't give me that crap. I'm sorry. You'll see what McCarthy does with a healthier team. You'll see.
There are teams right now in the NFL that have more injuries. The San Francisco 49ers, yes, they do. The San Francisco 49ers have more injuries than any NFL team in football right now. They have no starting quarterback. They have Mullins as their starting quarterback. They're completely depleted. They lost their best pass rusher. They traded one of their other pass rushers early in this, before the season started, before the draft, in Bruckner, who went to the Indianapolis Colts. They're a completely depleted team. Why are they in the playoff spot right now? Why are they in a playoff spot?
They're 5-7.
They're in a harder division than the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. And they swept the Rams.
Answer that question. And don't tell me it's because of the coaching, because I hate Kyle Shanahan. He stinks.
No. The team is just not there. We don't have the team.
Oh, so that's the excuse now. You don't have
the 49ers don't have a great team either. They're 5-7. They're technically a game back of the playoffs.
Their offensive line is a lot better than mine.
Really?
They're a little better than the Cowboys line.
Not much.
A lot better than the Cowboys.
Not much.
Remember, the Joe Staley retired in the offseason for the 49ers. McGlinchey's been in and out with injuries this year.
And then we lost no center, so we have a backup center point.
Who's been actually the guy that's actually played well this year, though. Keep that in mind.
No, he's get out of here.
He's played well. He's played well this year. Yeah.
No, talk about Looney for the Cowboys.
Oh, Looney, yeah, he's bad. I think we were talking about Biadasz.
That's no.
Why are we sitting here continually talking about the Dallas Cowboys? They stink just as much as the Jets do. Okay, they're terrible. They're two of the worst 5 teams in the NFL.
All I asked was, should they fire the defensive?
They should fire their coach.
They should have already.
They should fire their coach. Mike McCarthy does not fit the Cowboys. They should fire him in his first year. He's terrible. He does not fit. He does not win without a top quarterback. He's never won with a top quarterback, nor will he ever will. What?
You can't fire him. You doesn't have his quarterback right now.
It doesn't matter if he did or not. Dak is the only reason why they would win, not because of Mike McCarthy's play calling. He stinks. He is so overrated. I was so happy that the Jets. I admit I would have rather Mike McCarthy over Adam Gase, but not by much.
That's not saying much.
Not by much. Not by much.
First of all, McCarthy's not calling the plays. Kellen Moore's calling.
Oh
yeah, he's a problem too. Yeah.
Trust me, he's got part of the play calling too. Don't get it twisted. Yes, he does. You're going to actually sit here and tell me an offensive coordinator, a guy that's all about the offense, is not going to have his input? What are you, nuts?
Kellen Moore's calling the plays.
He is not.
Yes, he is.
He has been at times, but
The
he's part of the problem too,
coach
but-
has to listen. It's got to go through the coach before the play gets called. It absolutely does.
Kellen Moore is calling the plays.
Yes, but they're still getting looked at by McCarthy, who's an offensive coach.
Yeah, but
he could still override them in instances, which he has this year. You're right. I think the last 5 weeks, Kellen Moore's called the plays.
I think the Cowboys have a better chance of hiring Dan Quinn. Okay, Dan Quinn would be better a coach than Mike McCarthy. Dude, you blowing up Mike McCarthy like he's some God's gift to the world.
Question: Is Mike McCarthy a top 10 coach in the NFL?
No,
He's
not even close.
No.
He's not even a top 15. You're out of your mind.
You will see what he does when he gets.
Oh, you will see. You will see. You are on drugs. You are on drugs, buddy. And whatever you're smoking, send it over to me. I'm not, dude. If I'm on drugs, man, I already know where my Jets are going. They're going in the garbage. Okay.
And I said the Cowboys are going in the garbage, and I want them to go in the garbage this year.
Yeah, but you're also the guy that says that Ezekiel Elliott's just as good or better than Curtis Martin, which you're on drugs. No way in hell. I'll put a survey up right now. Who's a better running back, Curtis Martin or Ezekiel Elliott? I guarantee you 100% of the people will tell you Curtis Martin. 100. You'll be the only one picking Zeke.
99.999%. One vote for Ezekiel Elliott.
And that's their opinion, and they're fine, and they're wrong for it. So there you go.
By the way, John Sugg says Dallas will have a problem because of salary issues, whoever coaches this team moving forward.
Good job, Jerry Jones.
And by the way, you wanted Amari Cooper, which he has the second highest paid wide receiving contract in NFL history. You wanted Lawrence, who has the second highest paid for a defensive lineman in NFL history. You wanted Ezekiel Elliott, has the second highest paid running back in NFL history. What else do you want to do? Oh, I'm sorry, Jalen Smith, a rookie who's only been in the league for 3 years, who came into the league with a bad knee, who barely, nobody even thought was going to have an NFL career. You paid him $60-some-odd million when he's one of the highest paid linebackers in the NFL. What are you, nuts? You're nuts. And you think that they're going to go out there and they're going to build through free agency? Oh, look, I showed you what they're going to have money. They don't have money. What are you, nuts?
No, I'll send you the article.
You could send me whatever article you want. You're nuts.
Regardless of the amount of money they have, they need a lot of different things. They don't just need one position. They need a whole secondary. They need a lot of interior defensive linemen. Offensive line now is a concern, which is a big strength your whole time. Outside of receivers and maybe the linebackers, where are they definitively strong at? And you also have to pay Dak too. So.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make a deal with you. Okay? If the Cowboys don't win more than 9 games next year, okay, on our national radio station, you got to stick your pinky up your ass.
No, I'm not doing that.
You got to stick your pinky up your ass.
No, I'm going to stick my foot up your ass.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but just like what? What were you going to say now? What bullshit are you going to say now? I can't wait to hear this. What?
What bullshit am I going to say?
Mm-hmm.
Just like I out wrestled you.
Yeah. Are you talking about your house this weekend after I almost choked you out? What are you, nuts? What are you, on drugs? Oh, get out of here. You're on drugs. Any day you want to wrestle me, buddy. I showed you then, I'll show you again. You're out of your mind. You tell everybody you out wrestled me, you will beat me up. What are you, nuts? What are you, on drugs? I mean, never. Never in a million years. You could tie my hands behind my back. It'll never happen. It will never happen. It will never happen.
Me, so,
You and Speedy couldn't take me. Okay,
Speedy
you
can't
and
take
Speedy, Speedy could be your tag team partner. Both of you couldn't take me. I'd put you both in chokeholds, dual chokeholds.
I wouldn't want Speedy to take team partner.
Whoever you want, go ahead. Bring your father. Bring Daddy Dukes.
Daddy Dukes.
I love your dad. I don't want to hurt your father. I don't want to hurt your father.
He hurts himself.
Well, that's true. I mean, he rides that tricycle of his. Oh, Dad, man. Oh.
Well, maybe he could drag Speedy on the back of it.
No, well, I could drag Speedy for doing a lot of things, but Speedy with his nice, interesting hair and his nice facial features.
Bearded lady, remember?
Yes, you are the bearded lady. Speedy is the bearded lady.
And his screw ups producing the show.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of them. I think I'd rather Speedy than Mike McCarthy. That's for sure.
No, God, no.
Yes, I'd rather Speedy than Mike McCarthy. I would. I'm sorry, dude. I know you like Mike McCarthy. No, you will see. You will see. You will see.
Mike McCarthy is not a top 10 head coach.
He is not. He never was. He never was. Even with the Packers with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, he was never. Do you know that they should have won more championships when Mike McCarthy was there? But because of Mike McCarthy's damn play calling and his defensive coordinators that he picked, they have completely bombed in the playoffs. That's Mike McCarthy's fault. Not the quarterback, not the offense or the defense. It was him.
Especially that's
the players still got to make the players still got to make the plays on the field. So
to some extent, yeah. But look at the Seattle game. They were up 16-0 with 5-something minutes to go. They should never have blown that lead.
Yeah. Okay. So you could say the same thing about the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. They should have never blown that lead.
That one was worse though. 16-0 is you need two 2-point conversions, and you're up. They had the ball at one point.
Carl wants to know, Beeve, do you think Sean Lee is a Hall of Famer?
Sean Lee is a Hall of Famer, yes.
He's been hurt too much for that.
All
Sorry.
Right, John Sugg says, LOL, 9 wins. They might win 6. That's pushing it.
No, they can go the traditional 8-8. We've seen that before.
I can't wait till when they have a healthy team next year. You're going to see. I'm going to be laughing at all your faces.
You're going to laugh at our faces?
There's so much.
I've been telling you since day one, Mike McCarthy does not fit the way they built that team. I've said that, and you don't listen to me. And you told me, I don't know what I'm talking about, because you wanted Mike McCarthy. I didn't want Mike McCarthy. Ask anybody that listens to the show. I wanted Adam Gase over Mike McCarthy. And that's saying a lot because Adam Gase is horrendous. I don't even want to remember Adam Gase as a head coach for my team.
Listen, people get more enjoyment out of bashing the Cowboys than their own team winning a championship. It's the truth.
Well, it depends on what fan base you are, because there are other fan bases that have nothing better to do because their team's not going to do anything. Anyway,
I don't hate the Cowboys. I don't hate the Cowboys. I don't hate them.
People get more enjoyment out of bashing the Cowboys.
Why would I bash the Cowboys and why would I hate the Cowboys? I am a Jet fan. I am a Jet fan.
I'm saying there's people out there that get more enjoyment.
People can make fun of the Jets. I make fun of the Jets. It's a joke.
People are
I make fun of the Cowboys too.
That's just natural.
No, you don't.
Naturally, teams with big followings like that,
when you come out,
come
out and say that Ezekiel Elliott can run behind the same offensive line as Barry Sanders, and say that Ezekiel Elliott is a better running back than Curtis Martin, that to me is just completely appalling. You're talking about two of the greatest. You're talking about two of the greatest running backs to ever play the game. Two of them.
That's fine, and that's my opinion on it.
And your opinion is crazy.
Well, that's fine.
It is fine.
And I'm okay with it.
I'm not. I'm not okay with it.
I'll go on WFAN and say this shit. I don't.
And you know what they'll do? Unlike I won't do, because you're a good friend of mine. They'd hang up the phone on you because they think you're nuts.
And then I'll keep calling.
They'll put you. They'll never answer you again. They'll think you're an idiot. There are people that call WFAN all the time that they don't answer to anymore.
Yeah, well, I'll go down to the radio station. I'll hold a sign.
Carl says Curtis Martin is a Hall of Famer. Okay, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Obviously. John Sugg says, watch Jerry Jones. We'll go after Jim Harbaugh. I would have more faith in him. And that's not saying much, LOL. And then Carl says, still waiting for the fantasy answer.
Fantasy answer. Yeah, he did ask J.D. McKissick or Cam Akers with Antonio Gibson possibly out. Gibson, McKissick, just a pass catching back. I'd probably stick with Akers in for this week.
I would go with Akers too.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about Akers with the Chargers?
Rams.
Rams?
Yeah.
I'd go with Akers.
Harbaugh will probably be the next Jet head coach. That's what's going to happen. So,
What happened?
so Harbaugh from Michigan will be the next Jet head coach.
No, I think he's going to be the next Lions head coach.
I don't know. I think the Jets will interview him. I think that the Jets will interview him. I think the Jets are going to be looking at Campbell and Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think the Jets are going to go. Bieniemy, I think that the Jets' job will be enticing because of Trevor Lawrence and the draft stock and the money that the Jets are going to have. Bieniemy will interview for the Jets, but I think all in all, I think the Jets. I think Joe Douglas is going to shock everybody. He's going to bring a college coach to coach this team, and the college coach will bring an NFL offensive coordinator, an NFL defensive coordinator to help him out, to help him grow as a college coach. I believe the Jets will be the first team to hire a college coach this year, this offseason.
That might be the only one. So.
That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think it's Jim. I've been saying Jim Harbaugh for the Jets. I don't think he would fit with Joe Douglas. I think Joe Douglas wants to run this team moving forward. I think Jim is going to give Joe Douglas a lot of problems. So I that's why I don't think Jim will fit there. I think Jim Harbaugh does fit with the Lions. I do. And he can fit, and they'll keep Matthew Stafford. I think he can fix that offense.
When is Patricia though? Not Patricia.
Back to the Patriots. Back to the Patriots. He'll be the defensive coordinator. Yep. And then when McDaniels take over, when Bill Belichick retires,
that'll be a fun train wreck.
Yeah, and he'll be the defensive coordinator for McDaniels. I don't think Patricia will ever get a coaching job again. And McDaniel, the only reason why McDaniels will get a coaching job again is because of the ownership over there with New England. That's the only reason why. They love him over there. But to me, McDaniels is a bomb too. He's predicated on the whole Tom Brady situation.
I mean, he was better than Patricia, but that's not saying much.
And Joe, I'm sorry. John says Matt Rule was a college coach. No, I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about this year.
Yeah, I think
coming year.
I think because Atlanta's going to be seeking a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Who is going to? Any coach that's coming out of college is going to be an offensive guy. The Jets and the Texans are both going to look for those types of guys. You would imagine.
I think Atlanta should interview the Giants. Defensive coordinator.
I think he's an option. I think the Colts defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, will be the lead guy for any team that wants a defensive coach, because he's been doing a great job for the last 3 years with a lot of injuries and not a lot of talent.
I've been very impressed with the Giants defense. Mm-hmm. I really have been. And I think he should get a chance.
I don't think the Giants will let him go, though.
What do you mean?
Have no choice.
They have no choice.
If he wants a head coaching job, they have no choice. Now, it also depends on how many vacancies there are, too. If
he's definitely going to interview for positions.
If Jacksonville fires their coach, the Chargers could fire Anthony Lynn. There's a lot of different things that we don't know yet. Obviously, the Jets.
A lot of people believe that it'll be 9 vacant positions to be filled. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that the Giants defensive coordinator, especially the way the Giants defense has played this year, he is absolutely going to get interviewed. He absolutely will. It's not. There are going to be at least 3 or 4 teams that are going to interview the guy.
I think the competition remains though with Indianapolis's guy, and I think the Rams, Brendan Staley's going to get one too, because he's done a phenomenal job at that defense as well with a lot of new players on it. So it also depends on how many vacancies there are, because most of the vacancies are going to be offensive vacancies. So Atlanta's the obvious defensive one, maybe the Chargers, but I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. Beef, thank you, bud.
You got it, man. Talk to you guys later.
I love the beef. A little crazy.
A little.
He still thinks that. Oh my God, man. The Jets will hire Chargers coach who will get fired.
God.
Who?
Anthony Lynn.
Anthony Lynn. No, they won't.
Anthony Lynn's a better coach than Adam Gase, but that's not saying much. Lincoln Riley.
No, I don't think Lincoln Riley will be a Jet. I think Lincoln Riley will take a step back. Actually, I think the Texans would make sense with Lincoln Riley.
I don't know if Lincoln Riley is going to be good in the NFL though, because he's also a product of a lot of good recruiting for Oklahoma. So keep that in mind, John.
That's interesting. Lincoln Riley with the Texans and Deshaun Watson. I think that would work. I mean, Deshaun Watson is a mobile quarterback, which he likes. Very accurate quarterback, which he likes. I think Lincoln, that's not a bad idea. I think
it'll just be hard for him.
I think that sounds better than him going to the Cowboys.
Well, that's not saying much, but the Texans are also cash strapped too, and they have a lot of other positions to rebuild. So
he's a coach.
Yeah, will he? Right, but I'm saying, will they be able to manage a lot of the other things too? Because, like I said,
he gets to run that team.
Lincoln Riley is a product of a Oklahoma program that gets a lot of top 5 top 10 recruits every year, too. Where you're not going to get that with the Texans because they're all cash strapped. They pay Deshaun Watson nice, but
they're NFL players.
Yeah, well, of course, but they're all cash strapped with bad contracts too.
I'm interested. Lincoln Riley does fit with the Texans. That makes sense. I agree with you, John. Lincoln Riley does fit. If he comes to the NFL, I think he would fit with the Texans. I really do. I knew he wasn't going to take the Cowboys job, even though he grew up a Cowboy fan, because of the quarterback position. I don't know if Dak would fit his style of offense, but because he's not accurate. But Deshaun Watson is. He's a very accurate quarterback. And he's a mobile quarterback. So I think that would fit. I do. Zeke could score 3 straight times from 1 yard line in the first. In what does he say? The first night?
Oh, from the 1 yard line. Yeah, he got stuffed on the goal line 3 times in a row. Good job. And the Ravens had some interior linemen that were out that game too. So it's not like you were running on the full strength Ravens defense.
It's crazy. The Cowboys. I love the beef and his Cowboy arguments. They are crazy. That's for sure. Well, we went 43 minutes over our time we usually go, but I'm happy. Yeah, well, Labib, Josh, and everybody else. But thank you for all the fans listening to us. Vanderbilt tackle recruit Marcus Bradley. Thank you for joining us as always. Nice kid. I can't wait to see what he does in Vanderbilt. I do think he's going to be a good NFL player. I really do. I watched some clips of him. I like him. I like his personality.
We need clips of him and Terrion Sujic. Now, we interviewed on the same day.
Yep.
Weird coincidence. Now they're on the same team.
And Sujic, he's a beast of a man too.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
Yeah,
he was almost 300 pounds, I think.
Beast of a man. So I love that. Anyways, that's it for our show, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely tune in to the Weekend Crunch on 103.9. If you don't have the FM dial out here, you can check it out on 103.9, the LI News Radio Network. You can check out the app. You can absolutely check out the app. If you missed any of the replays of the show, you go to the app. If you go to iOS, it's WWSRN, or Android, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. John Suggs, I can't wait till the end of the Cowboys games so I can hear, what does that say? Stephen A. Smith
make his videos. Yeah.
Oh man, Stephen A. Smith is another joke. I can't.
But that's one of his good. That's one of his good qualities, though. You have to admit that.
Why? Because he hates the Cowboys. He's a Giant fan.
Making fun of the
He's
Cowboys.
a Giant fan. That's why.
Yeah, but he also hates the Cowboys. I think more than he likes the Giants.
Yeah, unfortunately. Anyways, that's it for our show, ladies and gentlemen. This show will be back on Wednesday. Me and Speedy will be back on this network on Monday. Stay tuned, John, Carl, all the fans that stay tuned to us every single day, every single week. Keep listening to our show. Download our app on iOS and Android. That's it for our show. I'm going to smack the hell out of Speedy after the show. Good night, everybody.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Of course my kid's in the right car seat.